NewYork.com.
Auto racing is sponsored locally by Frontier, introducing 2 gig, our fastest speed ever.
Inflation has Connecticut residents paying 40% more. Bob Stefanowski has a plan to help.
One of the first things I will do when I'm governor is I'll cut that sales tax so it starts to be a little bit more affordable. I'm Bob Stefanowski, and I approve this message.
These guys cooking may be kids, but they are true monsters in the kitchen.
MasterChef Junior, season premiere March 17th on Fox.
Hello everyone, I am BowserJrXD, and welcome to the Pennzoil 400 at Las Vegas, the third Cup Series race. This year. Sorry for the pause. 2 winners so far. Austin Cindric in the 500, Kyle Larson at the Wise Power 400 at California. And now we're at our first 1.5 miles of the year. We've got Danica Patrick in the booth. Yeah. Doing some sort of skit right now. By the way, something to gamble on. Will I hit 500 subs by the end of the stream? We'll just have to see.
Recognize that, Subsonic and Bruno Mars. A little bit of a flyover. You see beautiful skies here. No threat of rain. Temperature in the 60s and a great crowd on hand. Our aerial coverage provided by Goodyear.
Got some chips. I gotta start working out a little more. I'm starting to feel like growing a gut. I'll probably slim down again when I'm back home.
Let's talk about a couple of guys. Kyle Busch, successful champion, but backup really to a backup.
Yes, Kyle Busch crashed in practice. He'll have to go to a backup. Daniel Hemrick has had problems this morning. Afternoon, he will have to go to a backup car.
We know that. We're in Vegas, right? You want to bet the favorite? Bet nobody other than Kyle Larson. That's pretty easy.
He won this race last year.
Let's see another guy to look at. Coming from the back, Kurt Busch. He passed 130-some cars last week in California. This place is tougher. There's more bumps. There's more grip. But watch for Kurt Busch to charge to the front as well.
Las Vegas' own Kurt Busch, Kyle Busch, always doing the city proud. By the way, no driver
of note
who has ever led the first lap at Las Vegas has won the Las Vegas race. So hey, this is a place where you play the odds on things. Keep an eye.
Trying to say,
this is the first race on a 1.5 mile track of this season.
For every lap that Hendrick Motorsports leads, they will donate $2,000 to Ukraine relief. That's a max of $534,000.
There's going to be a lot of grip down in the turns, but the turns are really bumpy. So being side by side, you lose your downforce, those bumps could really upset you. So look for that to be a factor, especially down in turns 1 and 2.
And there still is time to win Quint's money. Head over to the Fox Bet Super 6 app for your chance to win. We wish you a lot of luck. With Michael Waltrip, Chris Myers, our entire crew from down on the grid, thanks for watching Race Day, our NASCAR on Fox pre-race show, presented by Coca-Cola Zero Sugar. 400 miles live in Las Vegas, and we want to hear the words to get us going.
And now, race fans, for the most famous words in motorsports, please welcome NFL Hall of Famer Marcus Allen. Drivers, start your engines.
All right, the command has been given.
Enjoy the race. Right after this, Mike Joy, Clint Boyer, and Danica Patrick in the broadcast booth for NASCAR on Fox.
On that note, it's time to do the starting lineup. Starting 837th, over the number 18, SLM Chocolates Toyota for Joe Gibbs Racing, Kyle Busch. Starting 36th, driving the number 15 Trophy Tractor Ford for Rick Ware Racing, Garrett Smithley. Starting 35th, driving the number 78, Filter Time Ford for BJ McLeod Motorsports, BJ McLeod. Starting 34th, Driving the number 77 Ziegler Auto Group Chevrolet for Spy Motorsports, Josh Bilicki. Starting 33rd, driving the number 51 Nurtec ODT Ford for Rick Ware Racing, Cody Ware. Starting 32nd, driving the number 42 Goody Air Conditioning Chevrolet for Patty GMS, Ty Dillon. Starting 31st, driving the number 45 Monster Energy Toyota for 2311 Racing, Kurt Busch. Starting 30th, driving the number 38 Frontline Enterprises Inc. Ford for Front Row Motorsports, Todd Gilliland. Starting 29th, driving the number 7 Schluter System Chevrolet for Spy Motorsports, Corey LaJoy. Starting 26th, driving the number 44 Florida A&M University Chevrolet for New York Racing Team, Greg Biffle. Starting 25th, driving the number... Wait. What? I completely skipped a row. 28th, number 31, Leaf Filter Gutter Protection Chevrolet for Colleague Racing, Justin Haley. 27th, for number 17, Wyndham Rewards Ford for Roush Fenwick Keselowski Racing, Chris Buescher, then Biffle. Starting 25th, are the number 4, Reams Smurfit Kappa Ford for Stewart Haas Racing, Kevin Harvick. Starting 24th, are the number 41, HaasTowing.com Ford for Stewart Haas Racing, Cole Custer. Starting 23rd, now the number 43, Focus Factor Chevrolet for Petty GMS, Eric Jones. Starting 22nd, now the number 34, Stage Front Ford for Front Row Motorsports, Michael McDowell. Starting 21st, driving the number 99, Comscope Chevrolet for Team Trackhouse, Daniel Suarez. Starting 20th, driving the number 10, Mobile One Ford for Stewart Haas Racing, Eric Almirola. Starting 19th, driving the number 21, Motorcraft Quick Lane Ford for the Wood Brothers, Harrison Burton. Starting 18th, driving the number 1, ACM Awards Chevrolet for Team Trackhouse, Ross Chastain. Starting 17th, driving the number 23, Dr. Pepper Cream Soda Toyota for 2311 Racing, Bubba Wallace. Starting 16th, driving the number 16, South Point Chevrolet, going to the back though, for Colleague Racing, Daniel Hemrick. Starting 15th, driving the number 6, holy shit, Danica is short. Following number 6, Fastenal Ford for Roush Fenwick Keselowski Racing, Brad Keselowski. Starting 14th, driving the number 24, Exalta Chevrolet for Hendrick Motorsports, William Byron. Starting 13th, driving the number 48, Ally Chevrolet for Hendrick Motorsports, Alex Bowman. Starting 12th, driving the number 19, Bass Pro Shops Toyota for Joe Gibbs Racing, Martin Truex Jr. Starting 11th, driving the number 12, Menards Pennzoil Ford for Team Penske, Ryan Blaney. Starting 10th, the top 10 now, driving the number 3, Bass Pro Shops, Brestree Chevrolet for RCR, Richard Childress Racing, Austin Dillon. Starting 9th, driving the number 47, Sonny D Chevrolet for JTG Daugherty Racing, Ricky Stenhouse Jr. Starting 8th, driving the number 11, FedEx Freight Toyota for Joe Gibbs Racing, Denny Hamlin. Starting 7th, driving the number 8, BetMGM Chevrolet for Richard Childress Racing, Tyler Reddick. Starting 6th, driving the number 22, Pennzoil Ford for Team Penske, Joey Logano. Starting 5th, driving the number 9, Napa Auto Parts Chevrolet for Hendrick Motorsports, Chase Elliott. Starting 4th, driving the number 14, Mahindra Tractors Ford for Stewart Haas Racing, Chase Briscoe. Starting 3rd, driving the number 2, Discount Tire Ford for Team Penske, Austin Cindric. Starting 2nd, driving the number 5, HendrickCars.com Chevrolet for Hendrick Motorsports, Kyle Larson. And on pole, driving the number 20, DeWalt Toyota for Joe Gibbs Racing, Christopher Bell. Okay.
Can you hold this team off and all this field off throughout this race?
Yeah, our Camrys have been really good. So yesterday in practice was very refreshing to have a lot of speed, qualified well. So I think we got the tools we need to have a good day. Hopefully we can execute.
I got
All right, buddy. Good luck. Appreciate it.
Still have some Powerade
Career
residue.
pole in the NASCAR Cup Series for Christopher Bell from Norman, Oklahoma. He shares the front row with last week's winner, Kyle Larson, who also won this race last year. Toyota Chevrolet front row. Fords in row 2, Austin Cindric, the Daytona 500 winner. He started top 5 every race this year. Chase Briscoe gets his best Oval Cup start for Stuart Haas. Chase Elliott, runner-up here last September. Joey Logano has won 2 of the last 6 races here. Row 4, Tyler Reddick will have to go to the back for adjustments. Flat tire after dominating last week. He led 90 laps. And Denny Hamlin, who won the most recent race at Las Vegas. Ricky Stenhouse got his first top 10 in 21 races last week. Austin Dillon, runner-up last week in California. The rest of the field will scroll by along the bottom of your screen as we get ready to race in Las Vegas. Let's get some late updates beginning with Larry McReynolds.
Well, Mike, you guys were talking about how unpredictable these first 2 races were. But one thing that's been predictable is the strategy. Everybody just followed suit. But this is Las Vegas. You can't be afraid to gamble. In fact, it may be near the end of a stage, maybe near the end of a race. Think about 2 years ago, Paul Wolf, Joey Logano's crew chief, he gambled, stayed out, and they won the race, Jamie Little.
Well, Larry, while there's so much excitement, so much to look forward to in today's race, let it be known that this NASCAR community is thinking of those in Ukraine and what they're going through right now. Multiple teams in this garage are doing their part to give back, but Hendrick Motorsports in general has already donated $200,000, that is, to Samaritan's Purse. And today, for every lap led by Hendrick Motorsports car, they will donate an additional $2,000. That means if they lead every lap today, that's over $530,000 going to those suffering in Ukraine. Regan Smith.
Well, Jamie, in this year that appears to be so wide open at the start, one name that everybody keeps bringing up is Tyler Reddick. Strong 1 week ago, started 11th. By the lap 11, was leading that race, led 90 laps until a late flat tire. This week, though, a new set of challenges. He's going to have to fall to the back because of a steering issue in practice and qualifying yesterday. The team opted to make that change now. They feel like they will be able to methodically move their way from the back of the field all the way up to the front, but it's going to look different than last week. Mike?
All right, the field has checked pit road speed and forms up double file on the back straightaway. Here are today's Ford Performance track facts. Ford has 13.
See a lot of, unfortunately, fake streams occupying YouTube. Going to take up a lot of. It's going to cannibalize the market.
One to go at the line. 4 drivers will go to the back. You heard about Tyler Reddick, replaced a steering rack. Daniel Hemrick. The cooling hoses to the transaxle needed to be changed this morning. Cole Custer found an engine part that wasn't properly performing in the morning warm-up, getting everything up to temperature, so they replaced it. He'll drop to the back. And, of course, Kyle Busch has a backup car due to a practice crash. Today's race, 400 miles, 267 laps. The stages are 80, 85, and 102 laps. 45 miles an hour on pit road. And since we met with NASCAR this morning, they've added a competition caution at lap 30 for teams to check tire wear and make adjustments.
Yeah, that competition caution is going to be important considering the tire problems we've been having.
Getting ready.
Copy. We'll do as we keep doing. Keep learning at a fast pace. Try and apply it. You know, these restarts go. Probably have to talk about this throughout the race, man, but thanks for hard work. Keep it going.
Yeah, it's really interesting on this racetrack, and we've talked about what we've seen so far. And obviously, I messed up Christopher Bell saying that it was a Ford, but my point there was everybody's had a little bit of time in the sun except for those Camrys. My eye is on Christopher Bell and that Toyota to have a good day here. The Fords were really fast in Daytona on that restrictor plate type racing. Last week in California, the Chevrolets really dominated that race. Tyler Reddick leading a lot of laps, and then obviously Kyle Larson winning the race and having to fend off his teammate, even Chase Elliott. So I'm looking for these Toyotas to show up.
What the heck? Someone painting in
I bumped into two of your Cup spotters up here on the roof. Tab Boyd, Brandon Benash. They both said pass along. Have a great race.
Great guys. They've had.
There's someone like painting the air gun.
Yeah, this is. I mean, it's.
We're sketching on it. All right, coming around turn 3 and 4.
Would be normally when we would get a very good idea of who is good and who is not going to be good. Yes, mile and a halves are definitely the bread and butter of the series, but I don't know if we can. I don't know if we can know in these first 5 races with how much newness there is.
Well, certainly when we come out here out west, you know, by the time you get up to the West Coast swing is where you reevaluate. But we're gonna
All right, pace car coming off the field. We're going to green. Green at Las Vegas Motor Speedway. Right now, Christopher Bell, the pole sitter, out of an early lead. 2 wide behind him.
That could have been bad. Joey Logano had that run. He passed to the inside of Chase Briscoe, and they stacked
Some cars 3 wide coming into the stripe. That's Hamlin, Logano, and Bell.
Ricky Stenhouse on the bottom trying to make the move on Logano. Couldn't carry all that momentum into turn 1. Here's another look at that. Watch the 22 come up here.
Well, you can see the 9 opposite get to him, but the 22 is coming way faster. Trying to leave it look to the inside. That's pretty good contact. What I love about this race car, though, man, we've seen it time and time again, whether it was Daytona or California. These things are tough.
Cindric and Briscoe for 3rd.
2 of the young guns, they raced against each other in the Xfinity Series.
All weekend long. He was good last weekend as well. That 14 machine's running good. You can tell a different swagger.
They had to use the same car, go to the backup, and go to the back of the field.
I can just tell by looking at him, man. He was confident in his car and his speed for the week. Was he up or down?
Biffles made his way up to the in the middle of the 20s.
You can race whatever happens at that casino right here on this track today. Pay for it all. Maybe that's why he's running so hard.
I meant the elevator.
Oh! The 2 slipped.
Have a look here.
Yeah, the 5 slipped on the bumps, and so did the 2, and almost took out the 9.
That's not the kind of thing that you want to have happen, although he's a very qualified driver. What I'm seeing is a lot of momentum shifts. You know, look at the back straightaway at the very start. You get the 22 getting a big run. You know, Kyle has a moment in 1 and 2, and he loses a ton of ground on the leader down the back straightaway in that first lap. Looks like momentum is really important.
I would agree with that.
Use it and gain it quite quickly.
The bumps down there in 1 and 2. You saw him hit that bump. The car preloaded. We saw a lot of that last weekend, particularly on Saturday, where these guys were having a ton of trouble getting through the roughness. We knew coming into Las Vegas, all eyes were on the middle of 1 and 2 as they go over that tunnel, some bumps.
And in the same spot, Austin Cindric had a
they're showing it now. I noticed this.
Right here.
There it is. You can see that thing do the old hospital hop, what we call it.
He lost 2 positions in that ordeal. No, he lost 3 positions.
Chase Elliott seems to be in a lot of these 8 wheels corner better than 4 situations, doesn't he?
He was not in a good spot right there. That definitely makes you nervous. You have a car get sideways. But I will say this. Last weekend, those cars were getting sideways, and they couldn't catch them.
William Byron making his way to the field. He started in 13th, making his way up to 9th, passing his teammate Elliott.
I think something's going on. I think these teams have figured out something with the cars. You give these guys a little bit more grip with their chassis.
Denny Hamlin running 5th, started 8th, Jamie.
And he had a bit of a scare before the drop of the green flag, Mike. He came on the radio and said the car kept shutting off and that the alternator light was on. He was able to get it fired. Obviously, right now seems like no problems. He's already gained 3 spots, but they're certainly keeping an eye on that and the voltage on this 11.
Christopher Bell's led
Barnes are in 14th. But I digress.
This track. And this season, Tyler Reddick up 13. He and Daniel Hemrick and Cole Custer and Kyle Busch all started out back.
Byron's are at 14th, is now 9th.
Mid-pack, William Byron's picked up 5 spots early. He's got a fast car to start.
Absolutely.
Look at the battle for 4th. There's Hamlin, Briscoe, and Blaney.
My eyes were If somebody was going to catch and run with this Kyle Larson, who could it be? And he's pulling away from him right now.
Now dropping back is Chase Elliott. Larry, he started 5th. He's back to 12th now.
Yeah, and what I see, he cannot get in the corner. He's having to roll the throttle out much earlier than most of these drivers. And Clint, he's even using brake, which I'm not seeing a lot of drivers use brake right now.
Loose. That tells me he's really loose. But it also tells me, look for that car. It may catch on the backside of this run. Try not to, again, like I talked about at the top of the show, don't lose too many spots. You don't want to dig yourself in a hole. But I do think as this run goes on, of course, it's only 30 laps here. You know, that's two good things. You don't have very far to go to get an adjustment for the competition caution, but also you probably get an inkling if your car will come to life on the backside of this run.
Jamie, what's up with the 9?
Well, the problem for Chase Elliott actually started yesterday in practice. I talked to his crew chief, Alan Gustafson, this morning, and he said Chase just feels like this car is out of the track, kind of floaty, and in return, he couldn't feel aggressive. He couldn't push this car because he's not sure if it's going to spin out on him. So that's what you're seeing here. He's just being a little bit timid until he can get more comfortable as this run goes on.
Interesting.
Christopher Bell up 2 seconds on Kyle Larson, Joey Logano, Denny Hamlin, and Ryan.
Bell leads.
The Oklahoma Speedster has led all 10 laps on the green so far.
Hey, bud. Thanks for coming out to cheer me on.
Dad, I'm always here.
I'm always here for you, too.
Okay, go, Dad.
Thanks.
No, everyone's passing you. No.
You got it, Coach.
Switch to Progressive and you can save hundreds. You know, like the sign says.
People are strange. People all over the world have my disease. To find a cure, we have to take the risks. When you're strange.
What's happening?
I don't know. I feel more alive than ever. But there's something inside of me that wants to hunt and consume blood.
Morbius. A new Marvel Legend arrives only in theaters. Rated PG-13.
Anyway, mute the commercials. Right, I can check. So one, I think that's cannibalizing this. The market for this is that obviously there are streams that ended before, just a build up to it, which just has go watch this link when it's stupid. And there's someone who's just plastered the Pennzoil 400 logo over the screen faintly to get away. You know, stuff like that is crap. It's like, it's about as lazy as you could be, and it's just something that should be flagged for copyright. It's also behind by a few minutes.
And by Credit One Bank, the official credit card of NASCAR. 14 green flag laps to start the 400-miler in Las Vegas. Christopher Bell has led them all, but Joey Logano during break took over second spot from Kyle Larson. They remain 2 seconds off the lead. And here comes Denny Hamlin into play.
It's been like this for 5 or 6 laps, folks. You can throw a blanket over all 3 cars racing for second, and they've been duking it out. One to run high, one to run low, one to shoot down on the bottom. I love what I'm seeing out of these 3 cars. And all the while, Ryan Blaney creeping into the picture as well.
I wonder if Kyle is just loose. You know, he got loose in 1 and 2 many laps ago, and he just kind of keeps dropping back. So he's going to need that caution to make an adjustment.
Yeah, he's definitely being gingerly with it. Again, just like Larry said about the 9 car, his teammate.
Oh, yeah, he just got loose right there. Did you see that?
Loose into the corner. Hard thing to overcome as a race car driver when you're loose in a fast racetrack like this.
So Blaney up for 4th behind Hamlin. Let's get today's race strategy sponsored by Liberty Mutual. Larry Mack.
Yeah, Mike, the fuel window here
and I called it. The video that was taking it up was just taken down.
As we had at Fontana, California last week. Stages, we won't have to worry about stage 1 because of the competition caution, but stage 2 and 3, just split it in half.
That's one more
but my biggest strategy in the early going,
thing. That's one less stream to worry about.
Tire wear. Love me some Liberty Mutual race strategy.
That's that one.
Anyway, Larson has fallen back to the 5th position.
Hard to overcome that momentum on the outside. You can see it's so frustrating. Man, I think he actually got into him just a little bit, side drafting off of him. Very close. Looks like Joey finally gave him the spot.
Looking at some cars in the field, Biffle fell back to 34th.
19 laps in, the track's widening out. They're all over this place. That's when racing really gets good. It gets dicey.
Look who joins the fray, Kyle Larson and Alex Bowman.
Bowman, the showman.
Place battle now.
Might have spoke too soon on that loose thing.
Yeah.
Maybe it's coming to him.
Well, I think it does, Danica. It definitely does. We know that as the run goes on, usually there's things you can do. You heard Larry talk about running it, drag and brake, lifting a little bit earlier, throttling up sooner, kind of driving a push into the car, overworking that front wheels just on purpose a little bit, trying to catch them up with the temperature in the rears. You see that a little bit. The other thing is locking it right down on the bottom. Every time he runs outside,
right now, not a whole lot of super interesting stuff happening yet. Good racing, it's not anything I can really call out.
Now behind this group, Chase Briscoe, who started 4th and is currently 7th. Regan.
Well, Mike, Chase Briscoe sliding back just a little bit right now. John Klausmeyer's crew chief told me earlier today, if they kept that race car tight on entry, meaning the back wasn't sliding out, they felt like they would be very fast all day long. They've accomplished that. The problem with this car now, though, is it's very tight on exit. So while many of these race cars are loose at the moment, Chase Briscoe, one of those guys that's tight, meaning the right front's taking off on him.
Now that second place battle has all changed. Denny Hamlin has run off and left that group. It's now Blaney, Larson, Bowman, and Joey Logano has lost that group, falling back.
I see, okay.
So 21 laps. That means we have just had a green flag run that was longer than any green flag run last week in California.
Oy vey.
I really do. Grip level difference, a huge grip level change from this track versus what we had in California last weekend. That old place out there is slick. Always a challenge to find grip and a good balance on your car. You heard of balance. That balance shift that Chase Briscoe was talking about, that's going to be something.
3 cars are already a lap down. Garrett Smithley, BJ McLeod, and Josh Balicki.
You have to have a good medium balance. You don't want to be leaning on that right front too hard, and you certainly, Danica, don't want to be leaning on that right rear getting into the corners.
I never liked that. That was not much fun.
Very uncomfortable.
Not much fun. But, of course, after a weekend like last, everybody's coming a little bit more conservative. It's also a little bit of an easier track than Fontana. I mean, that's challenging with the seams and the age of it, the speed of it. It's a fast track. This is still a fast track, but it's much smoother. It's a little bit more friendly. And I think you're seeing you're seeing people realize the fact that there's not a lot of parts to backup parts. In fact, the backup parts are the backup now. Yeah. So I think these things are all playing into the day, and it'll be interesting to see if the aggression gets a little higher during the race and people start coming at it a little bit more with tire pressure.
Now about 10% of the way through the race.
Something to watch.
As a driver, I've been watching is Kevin Harvick in this 4-car. You see him right now. He started back in the 25th position, and I've watched some of his lap times. When he's not in traffic, he's one of the fastest cars out there right now, Mike.
He's had a big gain. Harvick up 9 as you watch our Hunt Brothers Pizza Cam.
Harvick's got the track to himself. He's a very technical, perfectionistic driver.
They were teammates, so she would know.
He doesn't make a lot of mistakes, and so, with wide open spaces in front of him right there, I can see why he's fast right now.
The other thing, watching his steering traces right there, I think he's the exactly opposite of what Chase Briscoe's fighting, his teammate. He didn't look tight at all. That thing looked a little bit edgy, free through the center of the corner, which is momentum at a track like this.
Martin Truex started 12th. He is up to 7th. Kyle Busch crashed in practice yesterday morning. The team spent 8 hours transferring parts and pieces onto the backup car to make it into a complete race car. Got it inspected last night. And in the race today, how's that backup car working out?
All right.
Got a lot going on and a lot to look forward to and learn about after this happened yesterday in practice. Left rear tire down.
Yep. Tire down. Smack the wall.
And a hard hit.
There's absolutely nothing he could do. Worst case scenario, blowing her left rear, getting into the corner. But look at this backup car, folks. I'm telling you, that's bare bones. I'm bare bones, no engine in it. His seat wasn't in it. It even had his teammates' back glass in it. There was a lot of work that was being done.
Coming up on the collision caution, only about a lap or two to go before they call
All
it.
those guys on the 18 car.
Kyle won here in 2009. Starting in the back after an engine change.
Battle for 8th.
Place side by side as we close in on the competition yellow. And Ross Chastain right with them. He's had a run from 16th on the grid.
Tight battle between the 3 cars running for 8th.
Ryan Blaney's caught Denny Hamlin.
Sure has. There's going to be some guys, again, you heard Kyle Busch telling all those details of what he said. The one thing that I did here, and I pointed out, I took
Also,
out of
the
his
battle between
conversation of
Hamlin
his
and
crew
Blaney
chief, it was the blowout
for second
of the
spot.
time. Is what he was talking about.
Laps are 80, 80, 107, and stages are 80, 80,
By the
107.
way, you look at down at the screen right here, Mike, the biggest movers, who is it? The 18 of Kyle Busch. The closer he gets to the front, all of that is better.
Yellow flag waves for the first
Competition caution.
This will be the competition caution that NASCAR promised the
Now we
teams.
just chill.
And it's the first appearance of the yellow. So we ran 30 green flag laps. Christopher Bell led them all. And you still have a chance to win your share of $10,000 of Clint's cash that he didn't give away in the casino last night. So play Fox Bet Super 6. Just scan the QR code now, download the app, and enter your picks about stage 2 in today's race for a free shot at your share of the jackpot. Here are some of the questions you will be facing. Who's going to lead the most laps in stage 2? Who will have the fastest lap? How many laps under caution? What team will have the most car in the top 5? Where will Christopher Bell be?
Hey, that's a good question. How about that one? I like it.
And choose which of several drivers has the best finish in stage 2. Free to play, enter now.
Free. Just go to the app and get your picks in. I have so much
Free,
fun
free,
interacting with
free,
people on
free,
Twitter,
free.
videos and things like this we try to do. But honestly, to see people get on a free app and win money, pretty good gig, Danica.
You like hanging out with people, Clint? You like
I
people?
love it.
You're kind of a people person?
Had a bunch of new friends last week. I had to buy them.
All right, pit road will be open. First opportunity for the pit crews today.
Warm them guns up, boys.
Let's see if they'll get the pit road race off pit road thing working right for once.
Except for Christopher Bell, that's exactly right.
In the top 5 right now, 2 Toyotas, 1 Ford, and 2 Chevrolets. Regan Smith.
Well, Mike, Joey Logano, definitely one of those cars that was looking forward to this caution. That race car started out just a little bit too loose for him, meaning the back was stepping out, but then it went inconsistent. He can't predict whether the back's going to slide or the front's going to go straight through the corners with that race car. So a good size adjustment for those guys. Jamie?
It's a weird night here in
They seem to be gone now. Little free on entry, tight through the center.
The obviously from the 5 lug nut
needs
tire.
more turn.
But,
He needs security landing. Been hearing a lot about security.
but you know
and
what?
the 20 of Christopher Bell in his
We got what we
box
got.
right now.
Winner off pit road.
Been solid so far.
Blaney.
Here's the Ram race off pit road. Ryan Blaney and Denny Hamlin each pick up a spot from Christopher Bell. Tyler Reddick had to back up into his pit. Overshot.
Fantastic pit stop for Ross Chastain. He gained 10 spots from pit road.
Beautiful day for a race.
All right.
Now we mute because they're just going to be rolling around under caution and we're going to be in a commercial. How are y'all doing today? Very hungry guy. Do a little bit of reconnaissance right now. There are a lot of fake streams going up earlier, so I want to see what's still up now. Like crap like Best Sports Official HD. Like one of their streams got taken down, obviously, because it was so violent. It was so obviously copyright. They literally just put up the stream with like a transparent logo. It obviously got taken down for violating TOS. So, you know, we're just here, still waiting for them to come back. Oh, God. Horse shit I see with some of these streams. So just like channels that just bot channels pop up.
Obviously, right there to Ryan Blaney, his teammate.
But enough. I'm not here to air my grievances about robot channels screwing over real YouTubers. I'm here to watch a race.
Well, there it tells a story. About a second on the crew.
9/10 there, but all that wheel spit coming out of the box, he might have come out.
There is some validity to that box. You know, the stat guys pointed it out right there, Russell. That stall hasn't won this race since 2009, and that's not necessarily the case for any #1 stall in any other place. Wow. There's actually people that have been on the pole before and chose a different stall.
We'll restart with 4 of the top 6 looking for their first top 10 of this season. Bell, Hamlin, Bowman, and
all right, here we go. Come out to the restart. Green once more at Las Vegas. Lenny to the lead. Hamlin, Bowman right behind. Those two have some history together. Bowman to second. Cars are on the outside line. Chastain, Byron, no way in. But they spread back out. Bell is falling back to 5th right now.
Slipped up in the middle of the 3 and 4 right there. William Byron got underneath of him.
Now on the opening run, Byron had a really fast car for about the first 12 laps and then gave up a few positions as we worked our way toward the lap 30 caution.
A fast short run car.
This was one of the hardest tracks for me, Dan. It could have tried to manage low air on a short run. All the while, 3 and 4 wide, all the chaos that's going on, the dirty air, and then letting those air pressures come up because of the grip level.
Let's get some updates from pit road. Jamie.
Well, Mike, you guys talked about the 20 and the wheel spin. Before he stopped in his
At 48. Give him the 12. A run for his money here.
is extremely slippery. We've seen it in the past. Just be aware of that.
Oh, Coalbuster spins. Won the Xfinity race at California last year. I mean, last week. Oh, man, he just spun out. Had a bad year last year. This is going to continue that.
Second caution of the day here at lap 39.
That's the first.
Hit or just spun? just fun. Didn't hit anything, but he's got to come right to pit road right here.
And you got to be very careful driving this thing back to pit road. You don't want to drag that diffuser off the back of this car.
I wonder if
he
these
just
cars on low pressures are bottoming out and losing it.
It's a great point, and it's exactly where he spun out. I was thinking the same thing. It's right there as he was crossing that tunnel, the rough part of the racetrack.
yeah, right in
Hospital,
right in between turns 1 and 2.
And it's definitely because of that low air.
Almost ended.
Josh Bilicki will get the free pass on this one. Let's ride with Daniel Suarez.
He's up here. He's rolling. He's in the middle. Now comes the low. Low or high. Either way. Clear high if you need it. Clear high.
It's like a football.
Wait a minute.
When they bounce.
Make your mind up, Cap. We're going low. We're going high.
Yeah, that oh damn, that tire. That is ripped. There's
like a football bouncing.
Now, this is something new right here. You see that inner fender? That inner fender is a plastic inner fender on these race cars, and the first one I've ever seen fall out like that.
Oh, it's a plastic inner fender that fell off. Okay.
On the last stop, Daniel Suarez grew over the wall too soon, so he had to restart in the back. Under caution for Cole Custer.
Where was he when he spun out, though?
Innovation usually looks something like this. But what if it didn't? What if it looked like a family truck that powers a family home? Or an ordinary drive made extraordinary? Let's change what innovation looks like. From floating around in your own personal space capsule up here to what we can build for all Americans down here.
Real cowboys get customized car insurance with Liberty Mutual, so we only pay for what we need.
Hey, Tex, can someone else get a turn?
Yeah, hang on, I'm about to break my own record. Only pay for what you need.
Liberty, 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 liberty. Mute. Spend less, smile more. Takes to get my plan on the Congress floor. But Madison and Jefferson are merciless. Well, hate the sin, not the sinner. Sorry, Burr, I gotta go. But decisions are happening over dinner. Bum 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 ba da da dum. A two-by-din-dan immigrant walk into a room, diametrically opposed foes. They emerge with a compromise, happen open and closed. Bros, the immigrant murders with unprecedented fine. Well, I can't even pronounce words right. All right.
And Daniel Suarez had a penalty for his team being over the wall too soon, so he's on the way back from 32nd. Jamie, sorry you were rudely interrupted there by Cole Custer's spin. Let's get back to you.
Well, things happen. Before we went green last time by, Mike, Kyle Larson actually came in and pitted for a second time. He had come on the radio and said he had somewhat of a vibration, that the car felt like it was tracking on its own. And his crew chief, Cook Daniels, said it is too early in this race to take a chance. So they came in and made sure they were all tight. Regan?
Jamie, Kyle Busch made a quick run through the field on that first run of the race, working his way up almost to, or inside the top 20. An extended pit stop there, though.
By the way, I believe Busch was sponsored by Ethel Chocolates last year at this race as well.
So they decided to hop in the right side window and work on that now while they had some time.
He and Cole Custer and Daniel Hemrick, the only cars that stopped during that caution. Here is Chad Knaus for Hendrick Motorsports. Those are the tires that came off of the 5. Kyle Larson.
Trying to see there's a problem with them.
The competition yellow.
I don't think he was necessarily looking at the tires, though. He was inspecting those wheels, the hub, that assembly around there. You heard him talk about a loose wheel. Is there anything on that wheel, the golding up?
Who's gonna win, you think?
He was looking at that hub area.
My pick was Blaney, but I will not be upset if a Hendrick driver wins this instead. Here we go! Green once more, halfway through stage 1. Driver on the bottom for the moves. It's Ross Chastain. They're 2 wide through 1 and 2, with 3 wide back to Chastain. Or now it's Bell and Byron. Oh, we got a wreck! Kyle Busch around. Can he keep it straight? He keeps it straight. We're still green, but Justin Haley spins in front of them, and the caution comes back out. They didn't even make it one fucking lap.
Cautions breed cautions.
Oh, come on, man.
That's what they told us at drivers' meetings all the time.
Also, hi, Woodsy. How are you? I didn't say that before.
I don't think we'll see that here. Just tells you, again, going back to our conversation about that.
What the heck was that? They didn't even make a... Oh, they didn't even... I said they didn't make it one lap. They didn't even make it half a lap. How do you...
Coming across your nose, does that make a bigger difference than it used to?
Watch the 3 and the 18. There's the 31. Let's see what happened here.
Oh, yeah. He tried to go super low, and then what happens? Oh, he starts to spin. He taps Haley, and Busch starts spinning when he tries to avoid it. Dillon and Busch keep the car straight. Haley does not, and that is why we ended up still under caution. Oy vey. Damn. Suarez witnessing all the action.
Kyle Busch has had a busy day.
Everything else is fine except just getting straight packed from the back. Pretty good look. We'll have to check the diffuser. There's nothing we can do about it.
Now that diffuser that hangs down into the rear end, if he went from the banking to the flat, that could have been damaged. Watch him come in from the right side of the screen here. So right there is where that diffuser could have gotten some damage.
That nose, that left front nose is dragging too, but man, that cat, man, what a driver. We got that thing straightened out, under control, no harm, no foul. I think he's just fine.
Sounded pretty calm.
For spinning out at 170 mile an hour, right?
And for Kyle Busch.
3 cars in front of you. Exactly.
Yeah, spinning out in a parts car.
Now, Daniel Hemrick's had a tough day. Brendan Gaughan has been all over social media this week. They won't let me drive the South Point car. Well, his dad owns South Point. I guess he could drive the car if he wanted to, but he showed him. He was washing the fire suit, doing all sorts of things, helping out Daniel Hemrick. And not sure if he can help this, but they've got the hood down. They're going to send him back out. The USFL
And now we just wait again.
That kicks off with an historic inaugural game as New Jersey takes on Birmingham in prime time on both Fox and NBC. I don't think Austin Dillon, who finished second last week, got any damage in that.
Well, he was definitely the one that shot up.
All right. Anyway, Bowman is the new leader.
Damage to be on his right side. Got into Haley there, but again, going back to how tough this car is, I just don't think that it's substantial enough.
How about Kevin Harvick up in the top 10?
Going to be just fine. Obviously,
Well, the fact that I have to say that as an accomplishment is sad. Wait, I did 9 cars. Here's the 10th one.
So those cars involved will come to pit road and check things over. Cole Custer will get back on the lead lap, I believe, with the free pass. And we're at 45 laps with 3 caution flags in quick succession. Here's the most recent one.
Every big idea, every game changer, every how'd they do that starts here, the blank page. Artists and writers know the tyranny of it well, but so do developers, data scientists, CTOs, the new creators. To them, we say, let's create something that changes everything. IBM, let's create.
eBay Motors has parts for new cars, new parts for old cars, and new parts for cars about as old as I am. eBay Motors has over 122 million parts. That's insane. Get all the right parts for the right prices. Let's ride.
Actually, should get my emergency provisions. If I'm stuck during a commercial, there's always the Game Boy Advance. The key to boredom. Well, just... Last time I played this, I took down a robot moose. Or to be more frank, the reconstructed caribou. Oh, we're back. And they're side by side, indicating they're probably just about to restart.
One for Austin Dillon getting up into Justin Haley, and Kyle Busch getting spun down to the bottom of the track from that one. Everybody's back in play, and here we go. Bowman on the inside of Blaney for the restart.
Here we go. Restart. Once more at Las Vegas.
22 looked like we got loose, maybe.
And to the lead, it's Bowman with Truex right behind. Alright, he falls back to about the 4th position as Blaney moves up to 2nd place. Then there are 2 wide back until 7th, which is Christopher Bell. You don't want me in that sandwich, Mamma Jamma.
Ross Chastain up there in the top half dozen has an Xfinity win here and 3 career.
That was when he was driving for Ganassi in the Xfinity Series, before the DC Solar scandal hit the fan.
He's got Dolly Parton on the phone.
I'm impressed. That's got to be a good thing. Yeah, absolutely. I think that's ACMs are this week, right here in Vegas. Going to be a good one.
Three-way battle.
Oh, wow. 3 wide going into 3. Bowman, Blaney, and Hamlin. And I think Hamlin's going to clear them. He slides them in front of Blaney. Blaney gets a little loose going through 3. As Byron also passes Truex for 4th. But Kenny Hamlin taking... We're missing a pinball tournament. Damn it.
So the way this starts out, Alex Bowman gets loose up off of 2, and Hamlin's got a big run.
You know what? I'm watching racing. That's what I love more than anything else. And that's what's important here.
Drove by both of Hill 2 for 1.
It's fun to watch that momentum play out in this race.
Watch this 12 car as he starts across the wake of the 11. Let's see that right there? That's a big moment.
Kurt Busch is into the top 10, while Kevin Harvick has fallen out of it.
It's so hard to explain being up here in the booth and put somebody sitting at home on the couch in that driver's seat. Those moments on a track like this, 185 plus mile an hour, I'm telling you, it gets your attention. Heart rate through the roof.
I've been watching Chase Elliott since the start. He had a pretty good start, and you see him now. He's up to 8th place.
Just past Logano.
He looks like his car is pretty good. I think those stops must have helped him out. I wonder what his handling was like before.
Well, let's find out. Jamie?
Well, you guys heard that report that Chase Elliott was out of the track. He needed the back end to be locked down. They made a wedge adjustment, air pressure adjustment, and Danica, to your point, he's feeling much more comfortable since that last restart. There you go.
But you got to be careful not to be too comfortable. If you're comfortable on the front side of one of these runs in that dirty air, that's going to tell me there's a good chance on a long run when that pressure goes up, things going to be tight.
But I think what we're seeing is it's a little bit better to be tight.
Oh, yeah. You don't want to be the other way.
Chastain trying to make the pass on Bell for 6th. And Chase Elliott coming up to join the fray.
And Chastain keeps moving forward.
Chastain still looking for his first victory in the Cup Series. Trying to complete that triple threat. Started when he won in the Truck Series for the first time. I think it was at Iowa.
You do notice right away. That's why it was easy to see from the start.
Actually, no. His first win in NASCAR was that race at Las Vegas back in 2018 or 2019? 2018. 2019, he ran for Nice Motorsport. Okay, he won at Kansas, not Iowa. And he won a few more truck races. He won a Daytona race for the Xfinity Series.
Nothing like a weekend in the woods.
It's a good choice all around, like screening for colon cancer.
So he's definitely trying to work his way back up. See if he can get that first Cup victory for Trackhouse and himself.
92% of colon cancers, even in early stages.
Early stages.
Yep. It's for people 45 plus at average risk for colon cancer, not high risk. False positive and negative results may occur. Ask your provider if Cologuard is right for you.
We're in.
Huh. 15 minutes could save you 15% or more on car insurance. Hey, I know that.
Well, did you know that former pro football player Icky Woods will celebrate almost anything?
Number 44.
Woo! 44, that's me! Get some cold cuts, get some cold cuts, get some cold cuts.
Oh my God.
Geico. 15 minutes could save you 15% or more.
Why are we doing these again? It's been forever since we see like can 15 minutes save you 15% or more on car insurance? Is the pen mightier than the sword?
Never not working. Never ever not working. Head and shoulder scalp shield. Never not working.
eBay Motors has parts for new cars, new parts for old cars, and new parts for cars about as old as I am. eBay Motors has over 122 million parts. That's insane. Get all the right parts at the right prices. Let's ride.
I always had some sort of weird, I can't remember who that comedian was. Anyway. Oh, we're back. Bowman fell back to 4th. Truex is making his way up.
Let's check in on their teammate Kyle Larson back in 9th place. Larry.
Yeah, this would be the subway right combination. Kyle Larson, crew chief Cliff Daniels, and that 5 team of Hendrick Motorsports. They won the 2021 NASCAR Cup Series Championship their first season together. 38 races, 11 wins. The scariest thing, 11 different tracks, including California last week. They won 4 of the 9 races, Mike, in 2021 on mile-and-a-half tracks.
And he is up 13 positions since the restart.
Yeah, I mean, just mowing the field down, coming up through him. If they run high, he can run low. He can run in the middle. He can go anywhere that he needs to with that car. Cliff Daniels has that baby.
But the race is almost but a quarter over.
Ross Chastain inside, battling pole sitter Christopher Bell. Jamie.
Well, Mike, you mentioned how Ross Chastain has been good almost every time he's raced here, no matter the series. He has a hot rod here today. They made some adjustments on that last stop to help him turn better in 3 and 4, and the pit crew got it done, getting 5 positions. He's already up 10 since the start of this race.
Went to an MMA fight last night. Maybe some of that rubbed off.
Kurt Busch trying to make the move on Larson. They were just talking about him being so dominant right there in the field. And Kurt Busch is about to pass him.
Kurt Busch is up 4.
Unable to clear.
And there you see it, that 5 car. Just the moment.
Front straightaway, 1 car.
Crash! It's Tyler Reddick. So good at California a week ago. He's just spinning through the grass. Gets it on the pit road. And the car looks to be okay. Didn't get stuck. And again, I think it's AstroTurf.
A guy that I thought was going to be very competitive and successful out here when you think about momentum running the outside. Obviously,
He spun. Is that 1 and 2 again?
He's been fighting a loser.
Or no, that's 3-4. Where he spun, he ended up in the infield.
Just couldn't get that thing comfortable, and it doesn't look like it's obviously.
So yeah, poor Reddick.
Reddick was 15th, and I believe he spun just in front of Eric Almirola.
When that happens in front of you and they pass by and you escape it, you feel so triumphant.
Whoa, that thing.
It went a little airborne.
He might have more damage underneath that car.
Hopefully not. Reddick's
Jumping
awesome.
across there, you saw it bouncing back down. That diffuser you see hanging low underneath that car is so important.
Yeah, that thing went for a real ride.
Of this car.
My God.
Bring that thing up or grind it off, you're going to wish you didn't.
And where that really hit the ground was when he left the pavement and went into that second
Jeez.
area of grass.
See, the
and
turf,
mowed it down.
it's ripped. I think that's turf. It just ripped up right by one of the
So pit road will
sponsors.
be open. BJ McLeod gets the free pass. Finished on the lead lap last week. Took only 1 free pass last week, and that was on the first caution of the day.
Well, yeah, because there were so many fucking cautions.
I think they'll all be coming right here. This could be interesting, though. 19 laps on the tires, probably less than 15 to go at the end of this stage.
Regan.
Mike William Byron's been strong so far today, running in the 5th position with the 24 car. Right now, though, that car is too tight. When he tries to turn the wheel down the hill, the car won't respond and do what he wants to. They've been adjusting on that the first stop. They're going to do
There we go. Pit stop's going off. Who's going to get off pit road first?
A little free taking off. Other than that, it's been pretty decent. As you see the 19 pull into his pit box, working on some adjustments for him. And the 12 of Ryan Blaney said he's still rough over the bump, so they were going to give him an overall grip adjustment there. A nice stop for the 12.
All right, coming off pit road. First off is Almirola. He took 2 tires.
Wide on pit road coming out, and Almirola taking just 2 tires goes to
Hamlin loses 5 spots on pit road.
green flag run. Denny Hamlin led 16 laps, his first laps led of the year. Ride 'em, Cowboy Reddick. And hang on.
As a Main Street bank, PNC has helped over 7 million kids develop their passion for learning through our Grow Upgrade initiative. And now, we're providing billions of dollars for affordable home lending programs as part of $88 billion to support underserved communities, including loans for small businesses in low and moderate income areas. So,
Anyway, now we wait. All right. I'm gonna have what? 12 to go, 14, 12, 13, 14 to go. Just waiting again. I'm just waiting. USAA. It's like the only auto insurance I actually like. Commercial to watch commercial wise. Okay, don't make me hungry for KFC. One thing, I mean, fries and biscuits sound nice, but if I want that, I can just go to Popeyes. Xfinity, a proud premier partner of NASCAR, and we are back.
NASCAR on Fox is sponsored by PNC Bank. See how we can make a difference. And by Toyota. Let's go places. Martin Truex, who was third, will restart in the rear. Equipment interference on their pit stop.
Truex shaking his head.
Martin's got to shake that one off. We saw the right rear on Tyler Reddick, and it was pretty shredded after he slid all the way through turn 4. And I understand there's quite a bit of concern on pit road about right rear tire wear right now.
I've seen a lot of mistakes
What
on
happened?
pit road too. And this
Tire.
is by the front runner, the 19 car.
Yeah, the tire slid. Right front. It slid into Buescher's pit stall.
Chris Buescher's pit, creating that interference.
Get that tire. You can see him scrambling.
Also, some of the cars did not pit.
Stayed out. Kurt Busch,
Corey
Corey
LaJoie,
they
and
will
Cole
restart on the
Custer.
front row. They were last in the pits at lap 32, and Cole Custer on the prior caution at lap 45 pitted.
I'm excited to see how this goes for Kurt. He looked like he had a good run. We're going to get a lot of information.
Here we go, restarting with 12 to go.
Oh, here we go, three or four wide into turn.
Yeah. Like Byron shot his way up. He's the highest car up there that pitted for tires.
Very close.
Oh, but Almirola took 2. But Custer falling back to the field. Those.
Busch hangs on to the lead.
But however, how long can he go? Byron shooting his way up to the second position ahead of Almirola. He's got fresher tires than Kurt Busch. Will he make the pass? And here comes Elliott charging his way through. Hendrick teammates making a charge. Here he comes on the outside, and he'll make the pass. Almirola tries to get in there though. Almirola side by side, trying to side draft off of the 24. Bowman and Elliott, 3 Hendrick cars up in the top 4. My God, they've charged so hard. My God, it's a gaggle of cars behind the top 4, but Byron takes the lead. Byron, remember last year, a horrible start to his season, a bad finish in the 500, followed by a DNF at the next race.
I think he's going to lose more than that. Well, here's the discussion they had as to whether.
Then he won the next race for dominating the last stage. Can he do that today? Redeem his season the way it started. Larson up to Larson up to ninth.
12-lap run. There's your 4 wide into turn 1.
Restarts are always just fantastic at Las Vegas Motor Speedway.
Lost with that 45 car. The team also mentioned to him, this is a good opportunity to try and get those stage points, but save a set of tires. All these teams up and down pit road thinking about that. It's a pretty tight limit on tires today. They want to make sure they have some left at the end.
Well, he may not be in the top 20 at the end of this stage, but he will have an extra set of tires on hand. Good point. Jamie.
Denny Hamlin reported to his team that his power steering is getting tightened. They believe that it is broken and there's no quick fix. They said you just have to tell
Oh, man. He was my race pick.
Byron, Bowman, Elliott,
Three
Hendrick Chevys, then Ross Chastain in another Chevrolet.
Ryan Blaney looked like he had his hands.
Larson got a few cars in front of him that he can pass.
That's $2,000 for every lap.
Right, I forgot about that. It's the first laps that Hendrick has led. Oh my God, Blaney loose behind Denny Hamlin.
Right there in that same spot, Tyler Reddick spun out.
Larson, holy crap, he's flying around the outside. He passes Blaney, he passes Almirola, and he passes Harvick. He's made his taking 3 spots in one turn from 9th to 6th. Just 2 more cars to pass before he joins his teammates at the front, those being the 11 of Denny Hamlin and the 1 of Ross Chastain.
$2,000 a lap. He's got 3 of them. 1, 2, 3, and here comes the 5 car. Going to a good
The winning car from last year, charging his way back to the field. Oh man, I love to see it.
William Byron had a fast car last week, but lost the handle.
And he sideswiped Reddick, crashed out.
Caused a big caution there, kind of took him out of play. But fast right now. How about Kyle Busch, backup car?
Up to 10th position. Nice, right ahead of the pole sitter, Christopher Bell.
So talented. So good with the car. So good with the craft racing. I mean, pretty good display of that today.
In all facets of the run. Restarts, he's good. He just checks all the boxes. He can give you a good long run speed. He can be elbows up and very aggressive on restarts. And that's exactly what you need on a track like Las Vegas.
Byron led 7 of 76 laps.
Byron and Alex, I hate all those nicknames Bowman.
But Bowman has a fast car as well. I think he's been slowly reeling him in.
Never had a nickname. His dad's Bill. He's always been William.
But Bowman, that car is mad fast. Here he comes on the inside of the 24. The 48 taking the lead at Las Vegas.
$2,000 a lap, man. He didn't want to see Willie B get all those things. He wanted some limelight, wanted to donate himself. Bowman to the top.
Just don't lead both stages or you're probably not going to win the race.
Or is it Showman?
Chastain is catching up to Elliott.
Chastain, that is.
Chastain for 3rd.
That was Eddie DeHaan, Elliott's spotter, as Chastain goes by into 3rd. 2 laps to go in stage 1.
I feel like clean air looks like it's pretty powerful out there. Saw that from Christopher Bell when he started off. He took off, and I just think clean air is probably pretty valuable.
I think that's what's so impressive about guys like Kyle Busch, Kyle Larson that drove up through the field in dirty air. If they can do that in dirty air,
Hamlin just passed Blaney.
Clean air, they're going to be hard to handle.
Last lap, stage.
Oh no, he was past Blaney. What am I saying? I can't fucking. All right, last lap at Vegas.
It's going to be a parade of the bow ties to the line with Alex Bowman picking up the stage.
Bowman wins the first stage. Byron 2nd, Chastain 3rd, Hamlin 4th, Elliott 5th, Larson 6th, Blaney 7th, Briscoe 8th, Kyle Busch 9th, and Christopher Bell 10th.
His first since 2020. Tucson's Alex
Bowman the showman at Las Vegas.
Stage 1 winner.
Alrighty. Nice start to the race we got there. If it was at the next stage break, I'm gonna go grab my dinner. Alrighty. Oh, yo, what's up from Cali? Hi, GBV. How are you? Welcome to the stream. I'm tuning in. Yeah. So how are you? I'm doing well.
The white flag lap, tension between number 14 Chase Briscoe and Kyle Busch. Now this was with 1 lap to go in the stage. And then coming to the checker for stage 1.
What the heck is he doing?
Yeah, but watch this. And that's the flag. So then...
What is he doing? Kyle Busch, what are you doing? What are you doing?
Briscoe said.
Well, what's his problem? He's not Ron Hornaday, and this isn't 2011. Give me a yeehaw, brother. All right, yeehaw. Hello, FMX star. Kyle Larson wins top 3, and this is why Valhalla Sports Talks has 200 viewers. Why? Because I don't have the actual race up. Or is... Well, they also have 7,000 subscribers, so that might also help. Holy crap. Anyway, race off pit road. 9:48, 1, 24, 18, 14, 12, 5. Talk about something like maybe bad bread or... Okay, Robert... Okay, Keselowski just shot up because he took two tires while the rest of the field took 4. Not sure that's necessarily a smart move, considering how Almirola ended up fading back. I don't think he finished. Did he finish in the top 10? How annoying with fake voices, but creative. Sorry. Anyway, a couple cars did not pit. McDowell, Balicki, and McLeod. Or that, or they're going to pit around next time by. That is what... Okay. Balicki and McLeod are pitting now. McDowell opted not to. You lost 3 views when you started fake voice. What do you mean? You mean when I did the yee-haw? Alright, now we're just up to, we got a commercial now. So, right. Okay, yes, it's more like it, get her done. Okay, yeah, sorry, I'll stick with the regular voice. Yeah, trying to be better like that. So yeah, I'll try to. I'll be more realistic with my voice. All right. You're cool about the fake voice announcement thing. Is lame. Cutter or get a new voice. Wait, are you talking about from the beginning when I do the starting lineup? It's only for the starting lineup. Like I can't. I'm not gonna do a whole race like that. Like the way I'm talking right now, that's my actual voice. So. Wait, did you like restart the entire stream to watch that, or? Anyway, we're still under caution. That sucks. Go Kyle, do him, Cali, born and raised. Okay, well you're in for Kyle Larson, I'm assuming, not Kyle Busch. I got confused. All right.
Laps complete. Michael McDowell the leader because he did not make a pit stop. Then Brad Keselowski on 2 tires. Then Denny Hamlin, Chase Elliott, Alex Bowman, and the rest of the field. So we showed you what happened at the end of the stage between Kyle Busch and Chase Briscoe.
Yeah.
And that was this.
Kyle Busch being an ass. Kyle Busch is an ass.
Did a little Morse code on the back bumper of Briscoe's car. So we wanted to look and find out why. We had to go all the way back to the restart.
That's right. What prompted this? Where's the rest of the story? My man Paul Harvey, and here it comes.
Back to the frickin' restart.
You see, moving up, not much. Car goes to the outside.
Oh, he blocked you. Go cry me a river.
That's a racing thing. I liked it.
Tell us how Kyle Busch spun and got in the top 10. Because he's right now, I mean, how he spun, it looks like he just got loose. No, there was a spin in front of him with Justin Haley, and Austin Dillon spun in front of him. He ended up spinning, and he got it straight, and then he was able to get the car make his way back up because he's just that good. Anyway, restart now at lap 80 on lap 88. Here we go. Green for stage 2. And I didn't get to, all right, here we go.
Chastain shoots the middle. Sure does. That car's got a lot of...
McDowell fell off Keselowski. Fell at the front.
That's something that's different, Danica. Shift into that 5th gear. You know, we've always just had 4 gears in these things. To hear that
Right. Man, those 2 cars at the front are still leading. I ate my words now because Keselowski takes the lead.
I raced the sequential gearbox in an Indy car. And
Yeah, no problem, Robert Perkle.
when you have that, it's basically to elaborate.
Keselowski on 2 tires. Where's the field besides McDowell on 4? An update in a minute.
Keselowski, Hamlin, Chastain. I think Brad's going to be okay out there with 2 tires, as long as he's got clean air.
And guess who's having trouble with Chase Briscoe running on the outside? I think he finally got clear. But right there on your right, Chase Briscoe and Kyle Busch.
And McDowell backing up to Briscoe.
Sure, they're definitely got loose right there. Good heads up driving by Briscoe to check up, give him a chance to catch up.
Oh, no, it's okay. The 3-wide battle for 7th. Denny Hamlin knocking on the door. Oh, looks like maybe a bit of a bumper to the back of the 6th. Or maybe not. Denny Hamlin diving low. So within a 10th of each other.
Such a steady driver. I always feel like when a race is long and attrition and, you know, you chip away at it, I always feel like Denny sort of emerges at the end. And by no means at the end right now, but obviously there have been a lot of cars that have had to work on it to get it either freed up or tightened up.
It's just such a smooth finesse driver. Anytime you've got grip.
Anyway, Hamlin to the lead. Bowing to the inside of Keselowski, trying to take away 2nd.
You don't have to look any further than getting
Eric Jones just went top to bottom at the start-finish line, past 2 cars going into 1. He's going to get another 1 or 2 on the backstretch.
Yeah.
Coming from 18th on the restart, he's picked up 5.
Now let's do a better
The
update.
difference you see with Keselowski versus Kurt Busch.
Oh boy. Oh! Around goes Daniel Suarez into the wall hard, running around the 18th position. He spins, his nose packed in. Oh man. Tyler's crew chief Travis Mack.
That was dirty air. Chase Briscoe got in dirty air, got too high up behind. I couldn't really see who that was in front of him, but got loose just like we saw with Reddick and others. And unfortunately got right down into Suarez.
So you had Jones trying to move up in the 43, McDowell falling back in the 34, and the 14 up top.
Let's see how this goes.
Yeah, it looked like Briscoe was going to be able to get to the outside.
Ooh, Briscoe, he hit Suarez, yeah.
Kind of made him pull on the wheel, try to get underneath of him. When he did, he got loose and unfortunately collected Daniel
The nose
Suarez,
isn't
who was minding his own business.
okay. Yeah, it's a little punched in.
On exit when he came up, it looked like the 14 might have jumped out of it.
Well, again, going back to this, you can see McDowell. He gets loose right there. He wiggled and had to come up, and it was an evasive move, is what it was on Briscoe's part. That same thing happened off of 2 in that earlier footage we had of a replay. That's a tough one to swallow. Doing nothing wrong. A product, really, of that 34 car on old tires, having trouble. We saw him tiptoe again, going back to what we saw in front of Briscoe off of 2. He did it again off of 3 and 4, and finally crashed him. That's pretty significant damage on the left front of Briscoe as well.
So much easier to lose control of these cars this year.
Well, no shit, Danica!
It's a tough day for
Good lord.
Suarez.
Okay.
Caution flag number 6, pit road's open. And not everybody's coming.
Those two that needed tires are. One's got damage, and that 34, he said, enough of this, Jack. Put some tires on this thing.
Denny Hamlin remains the leader after a wild ride for Daniel Suarez.
Hello, Holy Soap. Welcome to the stream. Hope you're having a great day.
Yes. Hon, the WeatherTech's here.
WeatherTech is the ultimate protection for your vehicle. Laser measured floor liners, no drill mud flaps, cargo liner, bump step, seat protector, and cup phone.
What about my car?
WeatherTech.
I'm defeated, feel mistreated. I'm so angry, I'm singing a song. 'Cause I'm paying so much for home internet, and that's just wrong.
I've got T-Mobile home internet. I feel happy.
Great.
Very happy.
Good for you.
Look how much money I'm saving right now.
Wait, really?
There's no hidden fees, no price hikes, one core.
Bro,
Introducing
What
T-Mobile
the heck
5G
kind of
home
T-Mobile
internet.
commercial
Just
is
$50
this?
a month.
Mute. Jesus Christ. All right. I can tell I call Lucky Larson once again. I don't know. Well, he's been busting his way to the field. I don't know. But Bowman seems to have the better car, though. Just from looking at Bowman has been able to get to the front faster, and he started farther back. All right, we're back.
Part of NASCAR.
While we're all here, don't forget to like, comment, subscribe.
Caution flag number 6
Soon it'll be
Daniel
community
Suarez
posting
collected his car. He
time.
is okay, but the 99 has been towed to the garage, and here's why.
So as we go back here, we see the 43 comes up and taps the 34, and Chase Briscoe is all he's doing is trying to avoid it, and these cars are just much more of a handful. Unfortunately, clips Daniel Suarez, and we can see from his in-car camera.
You and the 34 on exit.
He had to lane there. I guarantee you the 34 spotter was even telling him clear, and when that 34 got loose, he came right in a lap of Chase Briscoe.
Here's Suarez.
Boom.
You know,
Yeah, damn it.
helped me out here. This new rack and pinion in this car is a lot stronger than it used to be, so there's even more reason to let go of the steering wheel, because when it hits the wall and snaps, that's not anything you want your hands in the way of.
It can snap your wrist in a hurry.
Many people first saw that on TV when you did it. Took your hands off the wheel, crossed your arms, just to avoid that wrist snap and that sort of thing. Where'd you learn that?
I was praying across. That's all IndyCar stuff. Your hands have no room in the steering wheel with an IndyCar. You've got tons of stuff on that, so letting go of the wheel was very normal. Of course, the first thing to hit was pretty much the wheel. It was a wing or a wheel, so that's the reason. And you do see a lot of drivers do that now in NASCAR. So
I grew up racing motorcycles. If I'm in a wreck, I had to have something to hold on to.
Denny Hamlin, who's led twice for 22 laps today, will take the green with Alex.
There we go. Green once more at Vegas. Who's going to get the lead first? A good push from Chastain to Hamlin. He's going to lead going through 1 and 2. Look at Byron on the inside of Bowman. Those two are going to be 3rd and 4th. Spreading out right behind the top 4. Chase Elliott is caught in the middle of a couple cars. His teammate Larson and his opponent Ryan Blaney. All right, thank you, Robert Perkle. Okay, thank you. Right, you know what? Okay, thank you for. I appreciate it a lot.
Stuck in the middle, jammed up with a slower car on the outside, and look at the run Eric Jones has.
Eric Jones.
Oh, be careful, Eric.
Wow, that car is fast. Trying to make his way up to 8th spot. He's on the inside of a 3-wide gaggle. Well, he got past. Well, neither of them.
So we've circled Kyle Larson. Let's see how that happens. Slower car up ahead is Tyler Reddick, and that's what bottles everything up here. Wow.
He was 4 wide. My God. Wasn't able to make the pass, but my God. Great move. Regardless. Look at Kyle Busch up there. Started from the back. Is now up to 4th.
And Daniel Suarez has been checked and released. What did you see there, Daniel?
I haven't seen the replay yet, so I'm not sure what happened. I do know that the 14 clipped me in the right rear, but the reason why, I don't know. I know that the 34 was in front of him and he was struggling, but I don't know what to tell. I mean, he got loose and he clipped me. I really, he didn't do it intentionally, but it was a hard one for sure.
Tough break for Daniel Suarez. We talked to him last week, Mike, after finishing an impressive 4th at Fontana.
Oh, he had a great run at Fontana.
Well, his teammate's having a good run here, and don't look now, but I'm telling you, this 18's coming. He's caught these guys. He's in 4th place, and I think he's
going to win at his home track, of course.
He's been all over the place today.
Mine's a gain 1 and 2 big time, but not as much as 3 and 4.
Kyle Busch restarted 8th. He is now up to 4th.
Elliott slipped back to 13th.
12th with Chase Elliott and Kurt Busch coming into the picture.
Oh, smoker, a spinner. Keselowski. Don't hit the 21, please. Oh, look, the 21 just passes him. For once, the 21 didn't get tangled up in the 6's mess.
If you're gonna need a short car to win or a long.
Oh, Blaney smashed. Fuck. Oh, and there's fire being ejected from the side of the car. One of those rear pipes.
See what happened here.
The car's still going, but man. Fast and all curse.
Scott loose. You can saw him at the bottom of the screen there.
And pow! Ryan Blaney had nowhere to go. Just slammed right into that car.
And for the 3rd week in a row, Blaney has a fast car. And gets into somebody's problem.
Oh. Damn. Keselowski is like the new fucking Ricky Stenhouse Jr. With the, it's embarrassing.
He'd be wide open, hammer down, kind of thinking, I got it, pretty neutral, but not too loose. And all of a sudden, snap, boom, there she went. That thing came around fast, and when it did, there was no catching it.
Keselowski came wrong way up pit road, thought he could spin it into his pit, something he's done successfully before. Not that time with the tires down.
Blaney, damn.
Already, only 4 here last September. Larry, we were talking earlier about
we got 7 cautions. My God.
We're not seeing it, are we?
Blaney to the garage. His day is done.
pit road open here directly. It's closed right now. You pit here, you got 11 laps on your tires. If we stayed green, which would be a long run.
Oh, Briscoe! What happened to him? I think I see damage on the side.
Daniel Suarez out. Ryan Blaney out behind the wall with crash damage.
These cars, you got to tame the beast, man. I'm telling you, they are a beast to drive. You can see these guys have their hands full each and every week. Doesn't matter if we're at Daytona, California, or here this weekend in Las Vegas.
This Wednesday, the Big East Tournament tips off on Fox and FS1. Who will rise up and take the crown at the world's most famous arena? Catch all the action starting Wednesday on Fox FS1.
That tire, sports app. I'm sorry, that tire was shredded, much like we saw with Reddick. We need to get down there and try to figure out if that's the cause of the issue.
Blaney is done.
Around awful fast.
That's the Big East Tournament tipping off this Wednesday.
Reminder, Eric John's been having a great year so far. He's got crew chief Dave Ellens, who was the Junior Motorsports #9 crew chief. He's right now in the 8th position.
I applaud that. Hearing protection for kids at the racetracks. What?
I applaud him having his kid to the racetrack.
Yes.
Ain't nothing better than a day at the track with old pops.
There'll be no free pass on this or the last caution because there's nobody lapped down.
Yeah, but there are cars that are wrecked.
So Denny Hamlin, Ross Chastain, William Byron, Kyle Busch, and Alex Bowman will lead them onto pit road. Here's Regan.
Here we go. Ooh, Kyle Busch staying out.
Continues to have a great day and decides to stay out right here. There's some chatter on the radio about potentially saving a set of tires. That's exactly what they
Only
did.
2 cars stayed out.
They wanted to pit because they could make it to the end of this stage if they had to. If they didn't pit, they would have to make a green flag stop. Right now, that race car just a little bit too tight with the front tires still. Jamie?
There's a lot of oil in Blaney's pit box, was just
all right, the 18 is going to start leading the race along with one more car. So, what question mark, question mark.
The one of Ross Chastain fired off better that time, just a little tight in 1 and 2. 4 tires and once clear view, he gets the tear out there.
He is having a career day.
Briscoe and Almirola took no tires. The rest did. 4, 5,
Chase Briscoe. You will only picks up a ton of spots.
14, 10, 11, 1
spins, and that damages Ryan Blaney's car.
All right, quick check. I got to check the NASCAR app because I want to know what car it was that opted not to pit. It was the 3 of Austin Dillon. Commercial for Connecticut lawyers. As fast as Xfinity Internet. We're still just waiting under caution. All right, we're back.
Let's check with Larry Mack with our Ford Performance car.
You know, Mike, there's so many things different about this next-gen car, but the one people notice the most has to do with the tire and the wheels. So let's go to our Ford Performance Cutaway car. It's a single lug, not 5 lugs like it was last year. It's no longer a steel wheel. It's made of aluminum, forged aluminum. The wheel is 3 inches more in diameter, 15 last year, 18 inches, but a big thing that the drivers like, with a low-profile tire, the tread of the tire, the footprint on the racetrack is 1.5 inches wider. Mike, that just gives it a little more grip.
Thanks, Larry. That new wheel and tire combination, 9.5 pounds lighter than the steel wheel we had last year.
Maybe I could be a tire changer now.
You see that picture right there? Some of the problems these teams are having, the alloy. You see the NICs are out there where the nut goes and seats into that. But that alloy going on a steel hub, and those threads is galding up onto those threads and kind of locking in. So when that nut goes on there, it basically welds itself to it. As we start seeing more and more cautions coming, I don't think these teams are wanting to see this.
Well, this will be an interesting restart. Kyle Busch was last on pit road 25 laps ago.
Here we
Austin
go.
Dillon 12 laps ago. Chase Briscoe and Eric Almirola got 2 tires, and Hamlin is the first car.
All right, here we go. Going green once more at Las Vegas.
Last week.
Yep.
Logano super low. My God. 4 wide. Well, all the way back. They spread out, but damn. Another 4 wide.
Larson coming fast up the middle.
Three had a good start, but not once he got into turns 1 and 2. Dropped way back. He's now 11, 12.
And now worst case scenario, it's a great point, Danica. You get back there, you need to utilize, if you're going to be on 2
And up there, Hendrick 5th through 8th. They got to get back up there. Get that money for Ukraine.
Now he's on old tires and Meyer back in traffic.
Look at Larson splitting cars through the middle, trying to get to that 2nd position. He's between Almirola and Chastain. He gets around Almirola. Elliott coming up behind Larson, and Byron and Bowman back of them. Oh boy.
You can just see the deficit on the 10 car with Almirola really struggling with the grip and holding his own for the restart.
Larson on the bottom, looking for the lead, and so is Chastain up high.
Chastain holding his own on the outside. Kyle really shot down, utilized the bottom. He took the line back away from him, kind of trapped him. And now you see Chase Elliott going for the bottom.
How's Ross feeling right now, passing Kyle?
Ross Chastain for the lead on the inside of the 18. Coming down, and here comes the 5 along the bottom. Giving a little arrow push. The 1 of Ross Chastain leads at Las Vegas, the place where he won his first ever NASCAR race. Hello, yeah, sorry, you love NASCAR. Me too. I'm glad you're here. But now he's got defending champion Kyle Larson in his mirror.
And Ryan Blaney has been checked and released. One of the best cars here today. Led 10 laps. Ryan, what do you believe happened with you in the 6th there?
I haven't seen a replay. You guys got to tell me. It looks like he just spun out on his own. I was around the top and went right into him. So, yeah, that sucks. Just lost right in front of us, I guess, and happy he's still running. We're sitting in here wrecked.
Ryan Blaney, who
Here comes Larson on the inside. Will he have the momentum to make the pass in turn 1 and turn 3? Ooh, super loose. Loses 2nd position to Denny Hamlin, getting past for 3rd and 4th as well. Oh man, the same thing had happened when he tried to pass the leader earlier. My God.
And if those moments aren't big enough to catch, then you have like everybody coming around you, left, right, and center, and it can take a lap to like calm down and get your wits about you. But that was a huge moment.
And how he stayed off of Chastain, I mean, that was so close to being catastrophic. Much like Blaney had the wrong place at the wrong time.
You know, I feel like there's so many similarities to Indy cars that I'm seeing emerge this year. One of them being that, you know, you've got to leave a little bit of room for error. In Indy cars, you had to, because your closing rates were so fast, the car would snap so easily, and I think that's what I feel like we're seeing is that there's no room for error.
Bowman on the move on Kyle Busch for third.
Very lucky. Bowman for third on Kyle Busch.
He makes that pass.
How many years of dirt track races do you have to win to make that move Kyle Larson just made and make it work once the car started to go away?
Here's the thing about Kyle. You know, one would think, or anybody else that I've ever been around, including myself, your heart rate goes through the roof on there. I don't think his pulse changed one single bit right there. It just goes right back at it. Man, boys, I think I got loose down there. Just nothing is ever a big deal with him.
He's pretty chill. And let's just
Here comes the other Kyle Larson.
I don't think he loved being that sideways.
No, but he does it a lot in dirt cars. He knows what to do with it.
So Larson to fourth. And
Truex to
Truex
sixth.
on the move here. That'll put 3 Toyotas in the top 6 as we look at our Toyota top performers. Denny Hamlin, who has led.
We've got all of HMS. We've got all of Joe Gibbs in the top 10. We've got Ross Chastain, and we've got Kevin Harvick from Stewart Haas.
15.
Kind of tells me, looking at Kyle Busch there on the outside, falling back a little bit. He really took off strong on the early part of this run, and then, you know, obviously falling off. It tells me maybe we've got too tight of a race car. Free him back up a little bit on the next stop, and he'll be able to do you a better job.
So last week in California, all of the Toyotas, all 6 of them, were beset with overheating problems. Larry, what did they find, and how did they fix it?
Yeah, Mike, they had a piece of screen wire in front of the radiator. Now, the screen wire, in my opinion, was doing 2 things. One, it was keeping sand and dirt and things all dry out of the radiator.
I know what, looking at some cars. Keselowski right now is 2 laps down. None of the cars are lapped.
Which it would do that.
Christopher Bell coming out. Oh, what a move by Byron, but Busch crosses over.
Got rid of that. I think they're good to go, Mike.
That's as close as it gets up off of 4 right there. William Byron shut the channel off to Kyle Busch, and man,
might be forced 3 wide. Oh, but no, he'll go in front of Bell. Momentum off. And there he goes to 6 to pass Kyle Busch with the help of Busch's teammate Bell. Going Fox side by side. Alrighty.
When you step into a new day, determined, committed, willing to take on whatever's asked of you, that new day is yours to own, yours to shape.
We're about halfway through the stage. Not much going on right now. Obviously just the side by side. 1:11. Bell is passed for 5th. 20, 19, 24. There we go. We're back.
After a dominant showing in their first ever match,
Hamlin being able to keep up with Ross Chastain. Oh, I thought we were back. Oh, now we're back.
Think you got anything for old Rhonda?
You know, even though Rhonda's not in her prime, I don't think I want to step into an arena with her.
I should try to sign
Would you?
No, I was talking about you, Danica. Not me. Well, I think Christopher Bell may have gotten a wall right there. Did you see that?
I did not.
Very close, running.
No, but Truex able to catch up onto him. The pass, try to make the pass.
Dust flying. Doesn't seem like he's slowing him down any.
No, it looks like that's right where he wants to be.
I mean, he is on the fence. That woke me right up, didn't it? Woke him up, too.
You don't ever sleep, Clint.
When you're running that high on this racetrack, up against the wall, the grip, you know, you got to clean it up there. I remember being up there, you know, especially in 1 and 2, kind of floated off in there. It was always seemed to be kind of dirty.
Where's Eric Jones at? Oh, no, waiting for the camera to scroll back.
Did you like running the top?
No, I didn't.
I did not either.
Yeah, I was a catfish, bottom feeder, baby. I guess that dust was just him, you know, cleaning it off, like I said. He certainly keeps keeping with it. And
those dirt drivers know how to do it. You know, they look for it. They try and clean it off under cautions. They're always trying to find a way to make the top work.
Well, and they definitely seem to be more comfortable doing it than the asphalt drivers. A guy like
Chastain is now led 17 laps, a race high, a series high for him.
Another racetrack's running against the wall, but certainly to your point, their dirt racers seem to do it more often, more
Slide in front of BJ McLeod, also about to lap Corey LaJoy. But we are now lapping other cars.
Stage 2 contest on Fox Bet Super 6 app. Which of these drivers will have the best finish in stage 2? I'm gonna tell you
Also lapping Garrett Smith. Also lapping Daniel Hemrick.
Talk about, man. Lead the charge. But
his next car that he can lap would be Greg Biffle.
34 to go in stage 2. Regan?
Well, Mike, we just made note of how the 18 car Kyle Busch stayed out, and he's been doing a good job of holding his own, but the driver just had some questions here on the radio.
Wait, can they all go to the stage? Yeah. And I can't, right? That's right. We're 9 short. Okay.
Remember, he did not pit on that last caution when most everyone else came in.
Yeah, he didn't want to hear that. You can tell.
Hendrick Motorsports and Joe Gibbs Racing have all their cars in the top 10 right now, so that's 8 out of the top 10 spots. But combined, they have only 3 top 10 finishes going into today.
I can't say enough about Ross Chastain in this one car. Leading in charge of this thing, first laps led in the Cup Series. Giving old Dolly a ride in this hot rod, isn't they? She looks
Jones up in 10th now. He just passed Harvick. I was wondering where he was.
From the team principal of Team Trackhouse, Jamie.
And that's Justin Marks, the former driver
Wow.
in NASCAR's second year as an owner. Last week it was Daniel Suarez running up front. Now Ross Chastain leading. What is this like for you in this new organization?
Well, I'm just proud of everybody. I mean, this is a big project, Trackhouse, and everybody that works for this company has bought into the promise I think that we have. So I hate it for Daniel and the Comscope team in the 99.
Oh, Cindric spins Burton, and he smacks Burton. Note to self. Oh, and Briscoe is spinning as well. Note to Burton. Keep hell away from Keselowski and Penske. Just keep away from the Fords.
Chase Briscoe's got
My God. Like, leave Harris and Burton alone for crying out loud. Yeah, I'm aware that Blaney is out.
So the first contact appears to be Eric Almirola and Austin Cindric.
My second choice would have been the 5, honestly.
In a big run, I don't know why, but if Austin Cindric was having trouble.
What happened? He just spins Finally, he's showing his rookiness. Burt smacks Burton in the process. And then, where did Briscoe spin? Oh my god. Synchronized spinning! You've heard of synchronized swimming. Heard of synchronized spinning. How the hell Harrison Burton avoided the wall, I have no idea.
His ride with Chase Briscoe, the Mahindra onboard camera.
Woo-hoo! Harrison Burton almost. Oh my god, that was close. Give us a mirror to see the race. Yeah, I know. Promise, I'm not sure if I don't have a mirror in my room. 2, I don't really know if I want to risk anything that is worth copyright strikes. Really, because I'm so close to 500 and getting a community post. I don't really want to throw it all away just because I got a little greedy.
Yeah, that 18's going to be really happy.
18 can pit for gas. Well, they're all going to pit for tires as well. A couple cars taking a free pass.
Well, Mike, they finally make it to the pit road. The 24 car, William Byron, this run has been too loose. He got the right rear unhappy on that car. It kept heating up. Once you get loose once with it, it continues to get worse and worse and add heat to it. He did think he had a small right front problem with that race car, so a good break for him. Jamie?
Denny Hamlin, the 11, just wants to be freed up a little bit. Says it trended tight there at the end of that run. The 5 of Kyle Larson. They're afraid to tighten him up because they've had so many short runs here. So they're going to leave it alone and put 4 tires on it.
All right.
And the 1
who's going to get the? Who's going to race when they race off pit road? And Chastain keeps the lead. It's going to be Larson. Damn. A miserable pit stop for the 24. It looks like.
He slid in way deep. And the air hose is just sitting there under the tire when they dropped the jack on his spot.
Yeah.
Sure was. Dropped it right on top of it.
He slid so far that where
They're
the hose was
stuck.
when the car went
And
down.
barely did Larson win the race off of pit road.
We're under caution in Vegas.
Feel that. Be safe, brother. I will be safe. Thank you, Canadian. Is that like a play on Canadian? If so, that's pretty good. Anyone here watched like the movie Jackass? Oh, because I keep watching it over and over because it never gets old to me. Yeah, it was an all Ford wreck, exactly. Cindric, Ford, Briscoe, Ford, Harrison Burton maybe caught up, Ford. We're back. Oh, Florida here. Okay.
His Credit One Bank ones to watch.
I'll tell you which one I'm watching. This number 1, Ross Chastain. Got his first Xfinity win right here in Las Vegas. I think today could be the day he gets his first Cup win. Ross Chastain. Glenn, I'm watching a driver we used to call Mr. Mile and a Half, Martin Truex Jr. He has 12 wins on mile and a half racetracks. The last time, though, was here in 2019. He looks like he's just been a little sneaky today.
Let's get Hyundai in this series. Yeah, that would be something.
He was second here last September.
I think we're gonna get Honda before Hyundai, though.
Stops. I think he looks like he has a solid car.
Danica, I got my eye on Tyler Reddick. He's been all over the place today, from the front to the back to the back again, to the front again. He's back in the top 10. Keep an eye on Tyler Reddick.
Ooh.
Kyle Busch crashed in practice. They had to go to a parts car, a donor car, and build it for today's race. They did, but it hasn't slowed him down.
They just do choose rule?
To the front, and after the weekends he's had, well, are those chocolates going to be milk chocolate or bittersweet?
No.
And those are today's Credit One Bank ones to watch. Equipment interference on Alex Bowman.
Of course. Hey, I'm looking at the app and the top 10 keeps shaking around. It's so annoying.
And he will restart at the tail end. The free pass is Daniel Hebring.
Saw a lot of costly mistakes.
5, 1, 20, 9,
with the race car, the drivers are learning behind the wheel.
18, 19, 4, 8. Bubba.
Chase Briscoe has gone to the garage where he joins Ryan Blaney and Daniel Suarez.
Here we go, green once more at Las Vegas. We got 30 laps.
To the restart.
Oh wait, no, this is an 80 lap stage. Larson in the lead. Just Elliott coming up through there.
Tyler Reddick right around the outside. Gaining ground. He's very funneled down the 2 wide.
Certainly is, Mike, and that's such a great point. A guy that we had our eye on going into this had such a great race last weekend at California. Yesterday was pretty good. Fought in loose race cars. He's been spun out much like Kyle Busch all over the place during this race. But down to the wire here at the end of the race, look over and lo and behold, here comes the 8 car.
All right, Bell moving this take second away.
Anywhere. He's still there while he's not been leading. Moments I've forgotten about him, and then I go look, and he's not far off. So I bet they're
Stupid is as stupid does.
that car better and better, and I wonder how.
Whoa! Bell spins out! What the hell was that? And car swerving to avoid him. Is anyone going to slam into him as he slides down the track? Harrison Burton spun. But does he have any damage, or did he just spin?
Is the big thing there.
Jesus Christ. Bell ran out of talent there, or did he go over the same bump? Driver's been... Burton's fine. Yay. Oh my God. What the fuck?
Oh, that doesn't look like fun right there.
The 20 car is bouncing around like it's hopped up on 10 cups of coffee. What the fuck am I looking at? My God.
Yeah, that's not a hydraulic popper there.
I love what I'm seeing.
It's like he's jamming. But my God. I've never seen it. Oh, okay. Right front's flat. And okay, no. That left rear, the right rear seems to be bouncing up and down. And now I think is it coming apart a little? No. Okay, now the car. Oh, no, the right rear is shredding parts. Yeah, that is one of the oddest things I've ever seen in my life.
But what I was getting at
is it's like what do they put in this? They should put like what they need to put methanol in that thing, not caffeine.
Of what we're seeing here, something's different.
All right, Bell is going to make it to pit road on his own. Let's take a look here.
What the hell happened? Yeah, same spot. People have been getting loose at actually, and then boop, and then let the bouncing party begin.
Just a little bit, and as soon as that thing got to bouncing, he was along for the ride.
Well, so now here's the battle. Do you lose laps getting pushed or lifted up and pulled to pit road, or do you do more damage trying to drive it in on the rim?
No. one way or another, in my opinion, and I'm speaking on behalf of myself here, these cars got to be able to drive back to pit road. They don't need to be jacked up and change tires or tow truck to do it. Somehow, some way, they need to be able to drive back to pit road on their own power, and I think that's what we're seeing.
Now, the pits are not yet open, but Bell is in, and so is Eric Jones.
Why is Jones in there?
Now you got to get that car off the ground and get the jack under it. Now, last pit stop, Eric Jones also had a long stop. But...
Fire, boys.
Need a quick check,
Oh,
like in an
the
IndyCar.
tire's
Just
stuck.
One push, pops it up.
Need more guys. I need that big gas guy right there. Get him on that side.
There you go.
All right. There we go.
It looks like the inner fenders.
God damn.
Away, so that's a good thing.
That
but
tire.
You can see how that thing just peeled the carcass plumb off the tire, and that's what was beating it, bouncing up and down.
Jones had the hood up, put it back down, and goes back on track. Free pass will be Austin Cindric on this, the 9th caution of the day.
Look, these cars are going through tires like crazy. Obviously, Christopher Bell's got a whole set gone here, but you know, there's some cars that have used up to 6 sets already, and we're not even. Where are we? Almost halfway? About halfway?
Oh my God.
Pit road is open. Hardly anybody came.
This has been one. Man, this whole weekend has been odd. Oh man, I'm certainly gonna go get food because I'm starving. I might even just go and get just a piece of pizza after this race, because New Haven has so many good pizza places. That's why it's like it is the pizza capital of the world. Belly achy Bubba will wreck. I don't know about. Oh, come on, you don't know that. He's not really one of the wreck magnets. Unlike wreck magnet would be like Keselowski. Mm-hmm. Now we just wait. There needs to be more NASCAR commercials. I mean, how are y'all enjoying the race? Anyway, we're just sitting here waiting around.
For much of the day,
We're back.
through 9 caution flags.
9. We haven't even hit state. We haven't even hit stage 3 yet.
And out of the race, Chase Briscoe, Ryan Blaney, and Daniel Suarez, all as a result
a lot of them would just turn around that bump.
Mike Joy, Danica Patrick, Clint Boyer with you. We thought we'd see long runs, and we kind of did at the start of the race, but now it's caution after caution after caution.
Tires is what I'm thinking about. So many sets of tires everybody's going through. I think that's going to make the end of the race really interesting from a standpoint of staying out, as well as what the heck they have to handle.
Clint, tire wear, right rear a concern. How do you alleviate that, especially when now you've got limited sets of tires?
Just tiptoeing around this racetrack, just time and time again. You know, you saw it, Spin City, absolutely. We've seen Kyle Larson struggling all over the place. Christopher Bell right there. I mean, the list goes on and on. These things, I've always told people, it's kind of like balancing a car on a ball. Last year, it seemed like you was balancing it on a basketball. Now these boys look like they're balancing these things on a marble. Very, very loose, tricky car.
Good analogy by Clint Boyer there.
On tires, Jamie Little.
Well, Danica wanted to know more about the tires. Christopher Bell, we just saw the issue he had. I'm looking at their tires. This is their last set of stickers right here.
What?
3 sets of scuffs, guys. So it's getting
They got one set of tires left?
And the pace car pulls in, and we're ready to go.
My
back
God.
with teammates.
Have they really used that many damn tires already? All right, here we go. We're green once more. 200 cars leading the field. Who's gonna get the lead going onto the backstretch?
Car in the wall, turn 2.
What the fuck? Hemrick hit the wall. No caution. Larson dives low, and can he clear Elliott? He is gonna clear Elliott.
Let's hear from Larson's spotter.
I saw him down in 3 and 4 get loose as well. Here he is in 1 and 2 getting loose again. That's a handful.
His car is loose but fast. We know that, and on the edge out of control. And I'm telling you, it's been that way all day long for Kyle Larson and a lot of these guys. I love what we're seeing with this race.
They're harder to move.
Things so bad. I never could get the hang of that last car that we had. You know, when we took the horsepower away, when you're just driving around there wide open, no brake, no out of phone time. You know, you drove those cars with your hands. You didn't really drive them with your feet. Back again, I hate to keep going back to the past, but my favorite car that we ever raced was like that 05, 06 land where that thing was 950 plus horsepower, fire-breathing dragon, and you had to be careful, right? You had to...
Yeah, give us back 900, 950 horsepower.
That's much like what I see.
That was because those cars, those were race cars.
Of a science game.
I mean, these are great cars too, but Gen 4s are awesome. The sound.
All of a sudden now it's in the driver's
oh, the speed.
As it ought to be.
That's right. I mean, that was
and the finishes. All spectacular. Okay. Enough hyperbole for me.
Guess what? They got it. And I think they're liking it. They're struggling with it, some of them, and they're having trouble, and it spins out and backed in the wall and everything else. But nonetheless, I think they like the challenge.
14 laps to go in stage 2. Greg Biffle has just taken his car to the garage.
Why is Biffle in the garage? Why did the Biff have to leave?
Still 30 cars
okay.
in the lead lap.
Why did the Biff have to go? Oh, come on. Biffle.
I wonder how Bubba Wallace is feeling right now.
He's in 7th.
Place. This is the first time we've seen him show up, so I'll keep my eye on him.
We've got a good battle for 4th here between Kyle Busch and William Byron.
California and started to kind of dissect in my mind what we saw. You know, when you're up here in the booth, you're just constantly busy on the task at hand. So many moving parts of that race last weekend with the cautions and everything else that come. The guys having trouble keeping the car underneath of them. You had guys like, you know, Kurt Busch going to the back, going to the front, going to the back. Trouble on pit road. The race was all over the place, and that's a great point with Bubba Wallace sneaking right into the top 10 out of nowhere.
Half the drivers in the top 13 right now have had difficulty. An extra stop for Kyle Larson. Backup car for Kyle Busch. Tire interference mark Truex. Danny Hamlin ran over his air hose. Tyler Reddick spun, so did Cole Custer. They're now all in the top 13. Regan.
separating extremely bad for him.
It's the second time this year.
Almirola.
Had it last week where his left leg went numb. The good news is for him, the throttle was his friend, and it was still working because he was really fast. But that's weird. Never heard that before.
But yesterday, Reddick's right leg went numb. So they made some alterations in his seat for today.
I can say that, you know, from experience, of course, that when the seat cuts your leg off underneath, if there's an edge there, that can create a numbness or something.
Here comes Byron. He had some good momentum going into 3 and 4. Can he clear Kyle Busch? He will. No crossover there. Also, because Larson's leading, more money to Ukraine.
Maybe they are a little bit more forward or backwards, and that underneath side of there is cutting that circulation.
Yeah, perhaps it's the angle.
Larry?
Yeah, Mike, I talked
9
to
laps to
Blaney
go.
this past week. He had a similar situation on his car at Fontana last week, and he said one thing to remember, these pedals are totally different in his car. The pedals in last year's car hung from the dash bar. These are actually floor mounted, so it's like they are holding their feet and their legs in a different position. I think that's what everybody's kind of realizing.
Yeah, but again, going back to your point, Dan, because that foot box area, the pedals, the way they hang, something there has got those legs laying on the front side of that seat, I think.
There's a lot that they can do inside of the car. Again, I was a prime example of someone that needed a lot of different adjustments for my height, being 5'1.5". Yep, a half. But you can raise the foot box. You can create like a block underneath your feet to change the angle.
Where did Bowman go? I'm looking at top 20. Bowman's not even there. He was running up front earlier. Bowman's is back in. Okay, now he's back in
There was nobody
20.
that was ever going to fill in for you. There was no way you were going to get me in the seat of yours. That thing was teeny tiny.
What's teeny tiny is Larson's lead. Ross Chastain is right there.
Chastain's got a super fast car.
And it's awesome to see. I mean, you look down in the top 10 and look at the powerhouse teams that he's competing with.
He's the only one.
Hendrick Motorsports, Gibbs,
Stewart Haas, Penske.
Harvick in the 8th of Stewart Haas Racing. It's Ross Chastain and a new Trackhouse team showing up for business here today.
Hey, making the pass goes Ross Chastain. Like I said, the place where he won his first race 4 years ago. Ooh, great pass by the one on the 5. Ross Chastain taking the lead.
Ross Chastain trying to score his first stage win. And let's see if Kyle Busch catches the wall here.
Cutting that weight behind his
Ooh, barely, but he did. Kyle Busch abreast with the wall.
Let's look back from Martin Truex, the Toyota Cam. Regan?
Mike, right before that wall contact, Kyle had come on the radio and said the car's tight mostly, but then out of nowhere it gets loose sometimes. Overall, no grip. All these drivers out here, my radio is lit up today with drivers struggling to figure out exactly which end of this race car is or is not working from run to run.
As he hit that wall, it takes me right back to last week's Tyler Reddick. And more so, Chase Elliott. Guys were having trouble with that right rear toe link, Larry. Can you show us, when he hit that wall, it immediately took me to what they were having trouble with last week. Hopefully that he didn't bend that toe link on the right rear.
Clint, like you said, Clint, it's not a bowling ball that they're trying to find the balance for. It's on a marble now, and so you can hear that.
He compared it to a basketball. Get it right.
It's hard to get it right.
Yeah, just that window of opportunity is so much tighter than it used to be. But it doesn't, I was trying to explain the toe link, but the new rear independent suspension on these cars, you have that thing bending, they can move the toe with each wheel, back and forth using a toe link, and those guys were having to fit with them last week, bending.
Ross Chastain, your leader, his best cup finish second at Nashville. The winner that day was Kyle Larson.
That's a lap Smithley. My computer is starting to fucking buffer.
To the end of stage 2.
I'm gonna switch my medium of broadcasting. Yeah, Hendrick's top 4 with Elliott. I'm gonna switch over what I'm broadcasting on to my phone.
And there's yet another Hendrick Camaro in 4th. That's
after the stage is done.
The only non-Chevrolet in the top 5.
Martin Truex Jr. Okay.
Who has overcome a penalty, a pit road penalty. As as he gives up the 5th spot to Kyle Busch.
All right. Are we on the final lap of the stage? Yes, we are.
Joey Logano, 10th at the last restart. He's picked up 3 positions. He is the first Ford in the race.
And coming off of 4, Ross Chastain will win stage number 2. Larson 3rd. Elliott 2nd. Larson 3rd. Byron 4th. Kyle Busch 5th. Truex 6th. Logano 7th. Harvick 8th. Denny Hamlin 9th. Bubba Wallace 10th. Wait. Oh, Trackhouse. Not. Okay. Yeah.
It's Watermelon Man, Ross Chastain.
When I was at Watkins Glen last year, I got to see the melon in the because this is after I left the Xfinity race. Going to the car, there were some guys by the number 42 hauler, and I asked if they were the drivers. Like, I asked if they asked if I wanted to see a bit inside, and so I looked in there, and right in the compartment was the melon they had waiting in case he won the race. And I'm gonna plug my phone in for now, so don't miss a thing. Well, I'm gonna go and get food because I am starving.
That's KFC tenders. And the same creamy mac and cheese, crispy fries, buttery biscuits, and delicious sauces. The KFC 8-piece tenders meal. Get free delivery on the KFC app. It's finger-licking good. I love wheels. Glossy wheels. Two-piece wheels. Exotic wheels. Steering wheels. Mini wheels. Big wheels. Bigger wheels. Massive wheels. No matter what wheel I'm feeling, eBay Motors has the right parts at the right prices. That's right. Hey, can we show you something? I'll allow it. Something new. I love surprises. I mean, really new. Like a new car. Well, this looks fun. And a new schedule. Hang on. We're keeping the road courses, right? Yeah, Chase. We got you. And a new legacy in the making. Hey, I just want to race. New garages to call home. Vamos, amigos. And a whole new reason to love what we love. Burnouts. Winning. Racing. I am NASCAR. Unbelievable. Hey, huh? End of stage 2 in Las Vegas, a city of odds and evens. Now look at that. The stage 2 winner has won the race 7 times out of 9 stage races in Las Vegas. I'm not even thinking about jinxing him. There's no way I'm going to tell him that. I'm going to be on the radio. But that is 78% of the time. Be careful, man. I want this kid to pull this through for this team. They need a win. That would be huge for them. Don't jinx them, man. Every time I talk to somebody, something happens. He already had the jinx. He already had the jinx earlier. Batting 1,000 in here. All right, Dolly Parton leading them onto pit road here. Regan.
Like the 18 car, Kyle Busch, we just documented how that race car is actually too tight right now, but he doesn't want to ask him to free it up because it snaps sideways at the exit of the corner, so balance all over the place for him at the moment. A little bit of head scratching there. The 24 car, William Byron, really likes that race car, just a little bit too free. They've been very close all day, Jamie.
Good news for Chase Elliott fans. More stable that run. Definitely taking off better. Wants a little bit more grip than that 9. The 5, his teammate, Kyle Larson. No tightness finally at all with this car. Said he abused his tires the last run because he was a bit loose. And the 1, Ross Chastain fired off good there, but the left rear was chattering just a bit. Air pressure adjustment. 4 tires for the 1, Mike.
And he will lead them off pit road over Kyle Busch, who picks up 3 positions. Kyle Larson and Chase Elliott drops 2.
That's how close it was. Now this one's going to be a little bit happier. Last time we dialed somebody up, they lost the spot on pit road. Man, team did a good job right there. Let's do it. Hey, Ross Chastain, it's Boyer in the Fox booth. How about you, cowboy?
Hey, buddy.
Man, what an awesome race car the boys brought for you this weekend. You guys mean business. The ACM's on the side of that thing. Dolly Parton on the quarter panel. Tootsie's on the back of it. You've got this baby up front. The ACMs, I think, are tomorrow night. You win this, baby. Might be able to take Dolly Parton to the show. What do you think?
Oh, I don't know if we make it, if that happens.
That's pretty much what I was thinking. Man, you're doing a good job. Keep it up. Boys in the pits are doing you good. You guys are looking awesome. Very strong.
Yeah, thank you.
Dolly Parton is hosting the Academy of Country Music Awards. That's if he can get her there. All right. Ross Chastain, stage 2 winner and still leading.
And I walk out, and my car is dented.
Well, Geico does offer 24/7 claim service with personalised attention from an assigned team.
24/7? That's a lot of attention.
They're not actually with you 24/7. They're just available whenever you need them.
Oh, okay, good. Because I took an online quiz, and it turns out I'm an introvert.
Oh, I actually think I'm an introvert too.
Oh no, it's incredibly rare.
I don't think that's right.
Sorry.
Okay.
Geico, your claims team is here for you 24/7.
Maybe it's another refill at your favorite diner, or waiting for the 7:12 bus, or Sunday afternoon in the produce aisle. These moments may not seem remarkable, but at Pfizer, protecting the regular routine and every day drives us to reach for exceptional. Working to impact hundreds of millions of lives, young and old. It's what we call the pursuit of normal.
It starts with little things, little things.
Welcome to the future. Some assembly required. But if there's one thing this country has always embraced, it's a challenge. And after almost 120 years of building for those challenges, we're taking the vehicles you know by name and making them electric. By revolutionizing the way they're built and where they're assembled. Not for the few, but for the many.
Every big idea, every game changer, every how they do that starts here, the blank page. Artists and writers know the tyranny of it well, but so do developers, data scientists, CTOs, the new creators. To them, we say, let's create something that changes everything. IBM, let's create.
On the front lines, every detail is critical and every second counts. That's why Verizon Frontline is built for 5G to help enhance situational awareness and improve crisis response. Verizon Frontline, the advanced networking technology for first responders.
Way up high to block Ryan Blaney and up the line. This race never disappoints. It's got to be hard to have teammates in a situation like this. In a row, the sport's two biggest powerhouse teams, Team Penske and Hendrick Motorsports, end up with one driver in victory lane and one other star driver very upset at that winning drive. Good problem to have. If I'm an owner of one of those organizations, you know, hey, they can be
All right, I'm back.
Some of them other owners got that on their hands, right?
Champagne problems.
I like champagne, Danica. Kind of.
Are you making? What, are you talking about my... I went on a mask? What about it?
Ross Chastain, your race leader. Kyle Busch, Kyle Larson, Chase Elliott, Martin Truex. As they go through the twos, the first four is Harvick in sixth. Still seems pretty standardized, you know, on the pits. Just kind of fall in line exactly where you are. I don't know, at a track like this, sometimes that choose rule doesn't necessarily come to into fruition like you do at some other track. Like we saw last weekend in California. But I also think towards the end of this race, some of those decisions kind of become more maybe desperate.
That can also just play into your setup and how the car's handling and whether or not you want to be in the bottom of the top.
100%. Most of the restarts, the leader has elected the inside, as Ross Chastain has now. Cole Custer has made an extra pit stop or two, and now he is dead stick on the front straight. Blue smoke's never good.
Well,
Yeah, it ain't good now. Smoke's coming out both sides.
Cole Custer's stuck.
That diffuser is a great shot of the diffuser on the back of these cars. You hear us talk about it a lot. That's new for this thing. All of the downforce is on that right there. That piece, it's so important. They want these cars right down on the racetrack. That thing, the lower they can get it, the more downforce it makes. But you can't get it too low and get that thing bottoming out. That's what we saw last week, and even so down here in 1 and 2, Danica. If that thing's bottom out and gets a bouncing, you're done.
There's no grip with it, There's no grip on metal. Or what is it made out of? Carbon fiber.
The whole bottom of this thing, it really, here, give it to us, Larry. Yeah, you see it on the left, that's last year's underbody. You see trailing arms, you see coolers, you see the fuel cell, you see everything. On the right side, it's basically a flat bottom car. Everything is composite under it. You have that rear diffuser that you just saw into the back of the 41 car, Cole Custer. It makes the air more consistent going underneath the car. It actually generates some rear downforce without paying a huge drag penalty, and it cleans the wake of the car up just a little bit as the air leaves the back of the car. One of the things that it has done, we've noticed, and you can see on this camera angle right here, it seems to really concentrate that wake behind the car. It's not as wide and fanned out as it used to be, but we saw a lot of shrapnel coming off of the back of those things and knocking the cameras out. So, Andy, I apologize. Still a good shot, but we need a new ring. And not as much turbulence. Right behind the car. Well, I mean, the thought process is to be able to, we've always fought dirty air, especially in particular on a track like here at Las Vegas, and it's in an attempt to clean that up and make that driver in the wake of another car still have that downforce on the hot rod.
So does it allow you to get up to the bumper a little bit easier, like a cleaner? Because, when we would be out there, like, you could get close, but if you didn't come at a good enough rate, there was that air bubble between you and the car in front of you. You had to go
looking like a monkey. What, is it because of my ears?
They get to each other really easily, so is that not there as much with the diffuser?
Yeah.
I don't have any bananas in my room.
You saw the difference that diffuser made. You saw a lot of those cow flaps. They used to flop every now and then. Man, that thing was just beating up and down, and some cars were ripping off the hood of that thing. So it told me it really created, some neutralized air right behind that car.
I gotta clean up my desk soon.
Makes it exciting, you know what I mean? More thumping.
But it's no different than quarter panels we have on our old car, side force and things like that. All of that downforce is coming from underneath the car. A little bit harder to explain because you can't see it, but nonetheless doing the same thing.
But I think that was a good image to be able to see, to understand just how reliant that underbody is for the downforce of the car. And then you can look back to a week like last week where it's really rough, and when that gets disturbed, it really influences the car and loses tons of grip.
Okay. I have Tourette syndrome, so that might be that.
On the lead lap, Brad Keselowski 1 down, Jared Smithley 2 down, and Cole Custer off the track with mechanical issues that pushed him to the garage. Our director is amused that the front row has Dolly versus Ethel for the restart. It's so cool to see that 18 on the outside.
We're completely overhauling that car, getting it on this racetrack. And here they come to the Geico restart zone. It'll be 93 laps to go.
Here we go. Well, at least, I mean, I'm guessing that you don't like masks, so please respect my decision to wear one then. Besides, my college mandates it for dining halls.
No give up at front. Time for some take. Still no give. Kyle's going to get a launch off the high side of turn 2 and take the lead. Chastain comes right back at him without help.
Oh, that sounds so
He's
good.
trying to use that side drive. It's just not what it used to be.
But see the stability in Ross's car? I mean, he can get down, shoot that thing right down on the bottom. He can be up with Kyle's side drafting him. That's the thing that 5 car won't do. You know, every time Kyle tried to shoot down on the bottom and you know, make a pass, that thing would come out from underneath of him. You don't have that with this one car, Ross Chastain's.
Chastain trying to make the move back to the lead.
One car has some steam at the end of the straightaway.
It sure does. And again, going to that ride height that Larry was just talking about, this seems like the teams that can hit, you know, that perfect platform and get the optimal drag, downforce drag, you know, penalty figured out. And man, they're off to the races. And I think that is a prime example of this one car. It's a perfect setup.
And the one makes it.
3 laps of side-by-side until the lead sorted out. How about that?
It's a good clean battle right there.
But it also takes me back to stability in that race car. The reason you're not seeing that is everybody else is on pins and needles, slipping and sliding around, tiptoeing around this racetrack. That thing is stuck.
4th place. Truex in 7th, looking back at Bowman and Harvick.
Think about it. That's what that rearview mirror sees. It gets to see like that view. That rearview mirror is something that they have in those cars now.
Yeah, and it's a good point. You know, 2 different options. Still have the old school mirror, but we have a new camera with these cars that these guys can have inside there. And man, I've raced the Rolex 24 with a car that had that camera in it. And for me, it was hard to get used to. It made it really wide, and it was almost kind of deceiving. I couldn't figure out what that car was behind me, or how close he was.
And that's part of the problem
Visually,
these drivers are having with the camera. It's new to them, and those angles are different.
It's a visually depth perception-wise totally different than looking in the mirror. So you probably have to decide which one you want to use.
I think that was a very good example of that wake, you know, how defined the wake is behind him. You saw Ricky Stenhouse there get in the wake of Bubba Wallace and really shot him up the racetrack.
Jamie?
Bubba Wallace doing a nice job, just cool, calm, and collected all race, taking his time, being patient. Before that last stop, he came in just a little bit tight into one. He wanted more grip. They told him, all right, we'll free you up a bit, but you also need to charge those corners, get a little bit more aggressive out there.
Currently 13th, behind Austin Dillon.
Charge those corners. Easier said than done when you're the one driving the car if it doesn't feel like it can do that. But they definitely stabilize when you drive them appropriately. I wonder if that's changed at all from this car to the old car. In the past, if you drove it in really hard, you'd get it on the right front and it would secure the car actually. And so you could help yourself out, but I wonder if that's the case anymore.
Well, let's look at Stenhouse last time coming off turn 2. He's on the outside of Chris Buescher. Oops.
Oh, man.
Oops.
Okay.
Whoa, 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 whoa.
He wasn't real happy with that little tap.
What's that about?
I'm going to take this right back, and I don't know, Chris, I don't know that Stenhouse came down all that much.
No.
I will say this. Again, I love this car. If those cars would have done that last year, that left rear would have been cut down and probably his right front on the other car as well.
Did I match
Now
those
Busch,
together? That's
heading
Kurt
back
Buescher.
up
Kurt Busch and Chris
Chastain.
Buescher. But they were nose to tail.
I know what you mean.
Okay.
If you respect, fine. Okay, yes, bitching about it. But
What a race with these two in the lead. Kyle Busch is holding steady with him, holding and keeping him in his sight and running a completely different line.
It'll be 83 laps to go when they come back to the stripe. Ross Chastain leading as we have an NASCAR.
crank it up.
Crank it up.
Busch looking into his teammate.
To go. Pennzoil 400 at Las Vegas. Ross Chastain leading Kyle Busch, and those two have a history as we take you Fox side by side.
We love our new apartment.
Great kitchen, open floor plan.
But there's not much privacy.
What happened to your wall?
At least Geico makes bundling our renters and car insurance easy.
Does save us a ton. What's on this chicken?
Paprika.
Paprika! I made it at home.
It's my catchphrase.
For bundling made easy, go to geico.com.
Welcome to the Eat Fresh Refresh at Subway.
Wait, that's new. Wait, you're new too.
Nobody told you?
Refresh.
Subway's refreshing with better ingredients, better footlongs, and better spokespeople.
Because you gotta
refresh to be fresh.
It's cold and it's smooth.
Kenny G, how'd he get up there?
Head for mountains of bush life here.
Hey, can we show you something? I'll allow it. Something new.
I love surprises.
I mean, really new. Like a new car.
Well, this looks fun.
And a new schedule.
Hang on. We're keeping the road courses, right?
Yeah, Chase. We got you. And a new legacy in the making.
Hey, I just want to race.
New
Sure, watch
garages
his
to
way.
go home.
Hopefully back up to the field.
And a whole new reason to love what we love.
Burnouts.
What? Fine. Yeah, I said like fine. I said fine. You can bitch about it.
I am NASCAR.
They say big things come in small packages. Well, at Richmond Raceway, big is how we roll. The NASCAR weekend at Richmond Raceway, April 1st to the 3rd. Get your tickets today at richmondraceway.com.
They call me Brent. They call me Lee. Oh. They call me Rams. But what's my name? That's not my name. That's not my name. They call me good. They call me bad. Yeah, I'm a good thing. So what's my name? That's not my name. That's not my name.
The Masked Singer, The Good, the Bad, and the Cuddly premieres this Wednesday on Fox.
We're back.
75 laps to go. Your Xfinity fastest lap of the race. Kyle Larson, 182.2 miles per hour. Christopher Bell, Alex Bowman, Ross Chastain, Denny Hamlin. The fast five of those currently running. Chastain with a 6/10 of a second lead over Kyle Busch. And as I said as we went to break, those two have a history. Ross got in Kyle's way at Atlanta this year because Ross was, dare I say it, blocking for his then teammate, Kurt Busch.
That was last year.
Kyle Busch wasn't happy about it. So they have a bit of a history.
We never forget.
He's been in ninth for a bit.
Mike,
Look at the HMS cars.
I've been thinking about just the style of racing that's going on out there and how in stock cars usually what is in front of you is usually not as effective as what's behind you. Like you can get people loose just being on their corner, but it seems like with the way that the car is now, they're aerodynamically more sensitive. So the front, you lose the front in behind someone or if someone crosses you. And in IndyCar, if you were racing someone and you were running two different lines but not side by side, you could just take their line and come up in front of them or come down in front of them and just give them a huge moment because they'd lose the front and then it'd snap, and you know, it was a really uncool move to do. And I wonder if that will play into this new car at all, and there'll be like a slightly different way of racing each other and being more cognizant of where you are in relationship to the car behind you now.
It'll be interesting to see how that develops as drivers get more comfortable and confident with this all-new race car, the next gen or 7th gen car for 2022. Eric Jones 12th, Austin Dillon 13th. So with Ross Chastain, let's take a look at today's eBay Motors pit performance after that last set of stops. This is the total time on pit road, yellow line to yellow line, entrance to exit. And Ross Chastain, that #1 team, have been getting it done better than anybody else.
Absolutely. You see the story right there, hitting on all 8 cylinders all across the board for this team. You got to keep it up, though. One thing, it's all about peaking at the right time. I heard you talk about the fastest lap of the race with Larson. That lap for him was on lap 2 of the race. Chastain, your leader's fastest lap, was in this run right here on
We're just
lap
going to 70 to go now.
Obviously, we're on 198
That 9
right
is
now, but
starting to
that
lose
is
a
peaking
lot
at the
of
right time.
ground.
Larry Mack?
Yeah, not only have they spent the least amount of time, they've been so consistent. They've made 6 stops. 5 of those stops have been anywhere from an 11.3 to 11.7. Their slowest stop was 12.1. So not only have they spent a small amount of time, very consistent stop to stop to stop.
And nice job by Phil Surgeon and his crew there for Ross Chastain, new to Team Trackhouse, which is newly a 2-car team for this season. Now last year, 15-inch steel wheels that were almost 10 pounds heavier than these and 5 lug nuts. Here is a comparison of a typical pit stop last year to this year. So just on the right side, there's a second. And when the stop is done, the difference is almost 3 seconds.
Getting down to those Formula One style times where they can do it in like 2 seconds.
Yeah, but those 17 guys are already all over the wall in
yeah.
position when the car comes in.
Hey, you know, you never know where it's headed.
Right. Jamie.
Well, you saw Ross Chastain's pit crew. They're watching our screens, and they saw the numbers. They're liking what they see. Now, keep in mind, Mike, this isn't a new team, even though they have a new name, and yes, it's owned by Justin Marks now. This team was all together at the 42 in Canassie last year. So they have a lot of history, a lot of chemistry, not just together, but with their driver, Ross Chastain.
Very good point. Justin Marks, the principal of Team Trackhouse, used to drive for Chip Ganassi. And as he looked to
Series.
expand
He
his
won the
team,
2016 race at Mid-Ohio.
weren't any teams that wanted to merge. And he went to Chip Ganassi and said, do you want to expand and become a powerhouse team, or is it time, and would you sell your team to us? It was a big surprise move, but in the end, Chip agreed, sold the team to Trackhouse, and Kurt Busch left for 23-11, but Ross Chastain and Phil Surgeon and this team came over from what was the 42 to Team Trackhouse, and we're seeing the results very early.
I love to see that. Justin Marks is a great guy. I know him, and I love to see the success that they're having because he's a really good guy.
Well, it's new blood in the sport. We need it, right? I mean, forever and ever, it's always been, the old bucks per se in this thing. The Roger Penske, Rick Hendrick, the powerhouse teams, Joe Gibbs Racing, Richard Childress, all these big names. For those guys to come in with a new endeavor, a new vision, and find new partnerships and just new activation all the way around and have success this early with this one car, it's just refreshing to see. Taking advantage of this new car as well. I think that plays a huge part in the timing of all of this.
Yeah, because everybody's starting from a bit of a similar position, but it's always so interesting to think about what are those magic ingredients, right? What do you think are the magic ingredients, Clint, when it comes to really having a team that can be new and have this much success?
Well, again, it takes me back to that car, but this thing is such, engineer simulation driven. You've got to have that first and foremost. It's all about speed, but just to be able to cover all, check all the boxes, cover all the partnerships and everything. They're really hitting on all 8 cylinders. Regan?
Well, Clint, the 24 car, William Byron just got into the wall pretty significantly. Radioed the team right away and said, I think I got something wrong with it after he hit the wall. The team was quick to respond to him and say it's probably the toe. It could be the front or the rear based on what we saw last week. So keep an eye on that 24 after having a strong day. Some problems now.
Not again. No.
The tie rod. It determines whether that wheel points outward or inward, which would be toe in or pigeon-toed. And it is the weakest link in the suspension, designed to be. I mean, something has to be the weakest link, Larry.
Yeah, it's the black piece you see right there. You can see it's very short, and there's no question that's the most vulnerable part back there. But to your point, it's the tie rod, but for the two rear tires, left rear and right rear.
And that can be easily replaced, and Kyle Larson may need such help because look at this.
You can see him out of the gas. Both pipes were lit up.
Oh.
And his teammate, this takes me right back to last weekend with Chase Elliott. Had trouble early in the race, spun out, hit the wall, came in, replaced that toe link that you just showed, Larry, went back out, supposedly bent it again at the end of the race, is because he spun out at the end. So hopefully, that could have been a bad lap right here for the Hendrick camp with the 24 and the 5 both in the wall.
59 laps to go. Ross Chastain, 1.1 seconds ahead.
Go Chastain!
As we take you Fox side by side.
Less than 60 to
My
go.
little nephew. He looks more like Dad every time I see him. Dad is old. Right. So your message said you wanted to talk about insurance? I said I want you to talk about insurance. Well, most people know that bundling home and auto saves you money. Keep saying your words. But did you know that new customers who bundle and save with Progressive can save an average of $800? Sleeping baby. I love you too.
If you have COPD, ask your doctor about Breztri. Breztri gives me better breathing and helps prevent flare-ups.
Meet that during the commercials, and now we just wait. Logano gonna pass Elliott here. The car has been slow this whole run. Austin Dillon on pit road.
Ross Chastain continues to lead Kyle Busch by 1.2 seconds. Clint, 6 out of 28 people are very happy they went 6 for 6 playing Fox Bet Super 6 and spent 10 grand of your money. Winners are pending verification of eligibility, whatever that entails.
Tells me we got some race fans on our hands, boys.
Yep. Some smart ones.
Or maybe I was too easy on the questions. I don't know.
We'll get them next week.
Nonetheless,
all I know is
I like friends, Danica. We just got 628 new ones.
Well, let's not double down like we did last
Bell on
night,
pit
or
road.
like I did too many times and lost my money.
This place always gets me. I've never.
Cindric goes a lap down.
If a good time's winning, pretty sure I won every time I go here.
Now, speaking of dollars, although Chastain is not a Hendrick Chevrolet, there's a few back there as green flag stops continue. We saw Austin Dillon, now Christopher Bell. $86,000 has been raised by Rick Hendrick's pledge for $2,000 for each lap that one of his cars would lead in this race for humanitarian aid.
So that's 286, right? 286,000 so far. Because he already did 200 to start with.
Correct.
Pretty awesome. awesome.
At SamaritansPurse.org, you can donate too, and that's a great organization, and they do great things around the world.
Denny Hamlin's coming to life. He's got a good long run car, Denny.
He does.
Again, like I
There's
said,
a lot of the
while
cars,
back,
looking
I
at
wonder
Byron
if
and
you're
Hamilton,
gonna
their
get a long run
times
car
are gaining
or
on
a short run
Chastain.
car.
Maybe because
Because
of
I
lap
think
traffic,
there's some different
but
drivers that have a
it's
strength in
definitely,
each of
that
those,
deficit
so
is definitely going down.
looks like Denny's got a good long run car.
Tricky decision here, Larry. Are you going to pit me out here? Are you going to hold me out with these cars starting to slip and slide around? Saw the 5 car on the wall.
Where'd Bell go?
What are you going to do?
Well, Clint, we're in the window where you could make it from here. I think you're going to split the stage in half, like I
He's
said,
lasted
with our
points.
neutral race strategy. So I'm going to say most of them will be coming in about the next 6 to 8 laps.
How about now for Kyle Busch?
Busch pits. Bubba Wallace pits.
Ago, they came on the radio and said, I'm pitting this time.
Oh, I didn't realize Bell went a lap down.
That run right there, the car was pretty good.
The pole sitter.
Just a little too tight center for the 18 car.
Kevin Harvick coming in. And the leader maybe this time, Eric Almirola, just leaving.
Harvick pitting.
Here he comes.
And here comes Ross Chastain.
No mistakes.
Along with the 19.
With him. This team has been on it all day long. Kurt Busch is in. And more. Now everybody's coming on the pit.
Here we go.
You lose so much time if you stay out, especially with how far off these tires are going. If you stay out for a couple laps, I mean, that's seconds, so many seconds, and every second's a football field, and that's just not the kind of ground that you can lose.
Jamie.
Mike, Ross Chastain has now led 77 laps. That's more laps combined than his previous 117 starts. What a stellar day, no matter how it ends up. No adjustments. He hasn't said a word on the radio.
Larson pitch.
He got it all getting in, too. You say he's in, man. He almost. He come from way off the racetrack. Jay, they made the line.
The last run, the 5 of Kyle Larson.
Stenhouse, the leader right now. Oh, Hamlin, a problem coming off a pit road. Did he spin coming off of the pit road? He's slow. Something wrong with the 11 car.
Larry, you just pitted me, and I was in the back of my mind thinking, man, we cannot afford anybody to spin out. But hey, by the way, no caution yet.
Regan.
Like a lap and a half ago, the 47 car was going to pit when they saw the 11 go around. Then they saw on our cameras him creeping around on the bottom and said, stay out one more, stay out one more.
Also, Kyle Busch is ahead of Chastain and Martin Truex Jr. Kyle Busch has leapfrogged to the lead. Can Chastain up and down? Caution's out.
The plot thickens.
Temperature in New England, 75 down in West Georgia. Hamlin's car stuck. What the hell happened to that thing? It's cold right now. Only the temperature where I am, which is Connecticut.
Oh, no. Easy thing to do. Downshifted. Pushed it forward. He's thinking about going across the gate. Like the sequential gear shifter. You go all the way back, all the way up through the gearbox. I heard Eric Almirola did this down in Daytona. There's no H pattern. First and fourth. So he was coming off pit road, and instead of pulling that thing back into third gear, he probably was going from second to third, pushed that thing forward across the gate. Forward is downshift and spun that thing around. Hopefully didn't blow it up.
Long gear.
What's that? Muscle memory?
Muscle memory.
Yeah.
It's your muscle memory.
Hopefully didn't. Did he break his transmission? That would be the third bad race for Hamlin in a row. If I remember correctly.
You don't even think about it anymore. He's been racing for so long.
Right now, the temperature is 59 degrees.
So programmed. That's a shame. Jamie?
And Danica, I was just talking to Denny before the race about that very point about muscle memory. He said, I'm just not comfortable. Everything is so different. Last week, they gave him a water bottle in his car, and he shut it off, had to reset everything, and now he just made this mistake. So drivers, you're seeing it here. They're definitely not comfortable with all the newness yet.
A lot of newness.
Wow. I can see that happening so easy. You know, when you're going from second to third and crossing that gate, in any race car that boy's ever been in since day one of racing, that's not the case anymore. All those gears all the way back. Boom, boom, boom. The only thing you don't, and this is my take on this. I don't
Denny's
love
going
it
on his own again.
For this reason, you don't see any missed shifts, any missed gears anymore. You know, on restarts. As I say that, you just saw.
You just did.
But you know what I'm saying.
Yeah, you're taking a variable out of the driver's hands.
When you cross that gate, in other words, go from second to third, there's a lot of movement, and with that old H pattern shifters, it was easy to stick that thing and not get it in gear, or you know, vice versa. But obviously,
Larson in the rear for speeding on pit road.
Well, I mean, there's a lot of technical things and good reason for this. This is a tested product.
Wonderful.
Sometimes
Fucking
we gotta go
wonderful.
from analog to digital. You know,
Yeah.
got to make some progress.
I like analog.
So the shifter looks very similar to what we had in the old car. From neutral, you can go forward to engage reverse. Back to neutral, and then you pull back. 1, you pull back for 2, for 3, for 4, for 5. And to downshift, you push forward. So, but when you're used to doing something completely different, some old habits are hard to break.
And especially in that moment where he's coming out of the pits, he's not thinking about that at all. He's thinking about, I've got to get everything out of the car. Where am I going to fall into line with all the cars on track? Like, he's thinking about nothing about shifting.
And now, what happened, right? The car's running. You can hear it run, but they've obviously shelled a gear, broke a gear in that thing.
Now what's happened, Jamie?
No gear, Mike. You heard it on the radio.
bro.
He said, I have 0 gears. They said, all right, let's try to push it. Try to knock it in any gear that you can find. He's got 5 of them, and he can't do it.
Fuck.
They're
Well,
talking on the radio. They're guessing that's what's broken. Right
Hamlin
now.
done for the day. Broken transmission.
Ricky Stenhouse, the race leader, is in. Regan.
Well, he had to pit, so of course he's in.
It's a very lonely pit road for Ricky Stenhouse, Mike. That's for good reasons. He's one of the only cars that's on the lead lap right now. That race car just a little bit too loose. He needed long green flag runs. That's what they got. They'd like to see that at the end of this race as well. A steady day all day for Ricky, though.
So he and Ty Dillon and Daniel Hemrick were outside the top 10. Worked their way to the top here, but now we'll give up those spots on pit road. There's Ty Dillon in the Petty GMS 42.
Nice paint scheme they got there.
Prior to the caution, Kyle Larson was trying to get out of his pit, and he gets hit with a too fast exiting penalty. Had we stayed under green, he would have had to do a pass through down pit road to pit road speed, so he kind of gets a break getting to serve this under caution.
Saved him.
Small break in the perspective.
Like 44 to go right now.
Well, but he just has to go to the end of the line.
Yeah.
He doesn't have to come down pit road at pit road speed.
Exactly.
While everybody flashes by. A dejected Denny Hamlin as they work on his shift linkage. Trying to get him going. Next Sunday, we travel to Phoenix, where the
Hit the
weather
West
is hot,
Coast
the
swing.
competition is hotter, as America's greatest drivers try to beat the desert heat. The engines fire next Sunday at 3 Eastern on Fox and the Fox Sports app. Danica will join us in Phoenix next week, where we go short tracking.
Not far to travel for you, huh?
Just about a 45-minute drive.
Nice.
I call.
Oh,
Phoenix
Hamlin's
home.
done. He's getting out of his car.
That's just a tough break, you know. And
Man.
as a driver, when you know
Hamlin,
that, you know, it's
he had a
you
rough.
that
Broke his
did
car
it,
in the Daytona
It hurts
500.
even worse.
Remember what
but,
happened.
Hey, man, it's a team sport. You know, there are times where the crew does it. There's times where somebody else on track.
Okay, Cali was
always
fine,
something, and you
but
you got to rally.
they
and
finished
learn
15th,
this one the hard
but
way.
Can you believe
disaster.
3 races into the season and Denny Hamlin has not had a top 10 finish?
And he was so consistent last year, pretty much his whole career. Just Mr. Consistency, steady Eddie, and not the case this year.
Jamie.
Well, Denny Hamlin, something is broken, had to climb from the car. What exactly happened there, Denny? We talked about the muscle memory things before the start of this race. Was that one of those?
Yeah, we broke transaxle.
Transaxle.
When I left the road, so we had the best car today. It's just, got back there, and then we're working our ways forward. Just made mistakes.
Thanks, Denny.
So he will join Cole Custer, Greg Biffle, Chase Briscoe, Ryan Blaney, and Daniel Suarez out of this race. William Byron gets the free pass on this caution.
Wait, there are only 7 cars in the lead lap?
43 laps to go. Kyle Busch, your leader, had a
Wait, the ones they barring is the...
prior to pit stops. He's one of 14 different leaders.
Wait.
We've had 21 lead changes, 24 cars on the lead lap, and 11 caution flags. Now,
Why barring it a free pass? He was in 7th.
15 wave arounds. Cars that had gone a lap down in the pit stop.
Damn,
cycle
those are some nice
did
jumpsuits.
not pit. And thus, when the leader pitted was at the front of the field behind the pace car, they get waved around back onto the lead lap.
Anyway, I never updated my view count. I gotta do that.
This is where things get wild. 42 to go. If we are done with cautions, we are done with pit stops.
I wouldn't put that equipment up just quite yet.
We almost hit the view goal.
Good times.
What do you think she's watching?
You did.
Somebody play with toys?
She's watching you right now, listening to you.
She stole his nose, huh?
Got the conk.
Man, the awe of kids. The awe of kids, you know, and stealing someone's nose is like makes your day. That's the best.
She's going, can we do it again? I got it. I got it. There it is.
Ryan Priest fan.
Yep. All right, they're formed up for the restart.
Alrighty.
Kyle Busch and Ross Chastain, who, as we've said, have a history together. Look at this top 10, and look where they started. Only one of the top 10 starters is in the top 10 now, and that's Ricky Stenhouse.
Wait, 10? No, that should be 8.
Wow. That's impressive. That's a fun race to watch.
It is.
How did Hemrick get up here?
It's continuing
Unbelievable.
the theme of this season, which has been anyone can, or everyone can.
Most. Backmarkers cannot. How did Hemrick make his way back up here? Lose the hood back in white letters. Okay. Yeah. You're right.
4 wide. Mr. Byron on the move, along with Austin Cindric.
There we go. Hey, Alberto, how are you, my man?
Checking up and dropping way back on the top of the exit too.
It was on the wall off the 2 back there. Right in front of Kevin Harvick.
That orange car.
Hemrick, of course, made his way back up, and then he smacked the wall.
Someone checks up, it's chaos.
And he, of course, falls to the top fucking 20.
It does to everybody else. You have somebody, get loose, been out of shape, and it just stacks everybody up behind him. People scrambling for real estate position to go, Like you heard that guy, clear up, bottom or top. But that ain't the case when that stuff happens.
Oh, that was a pretty good view from Truex's car to be able to see the less impact of the side drafting. It didn't really pull the car that much. That used to be huge. You get to their corner, get a big pull, drop down, get away.
And the car leading the race at this time yesterday was an engine-less assemblage of parts. It was not a race car.
They built that thing.
Carbon fiber didn't have an engine in it. A 7-hour job to turn that backup car from pieces
Fire into 5th
into a race-leading car.
It's been backwards on the racetrack too. It's spun out. It's been to the back. It's been to the front. We've, and the job that those guys did.
But can Chastain get back around him? Come on, Chastain.
Speaking of bottom, it didn't even have a
Who in the number?
They transferred that.
There's no 52 car. Oh wait, did I? There's no. I didn't. There's no 52.
Back glass in it, for crying out loud. The job that they've done is just remarkable for that car to be leading.
You're looking at Kyle's new primary probably after this.
And it had a driver that was thoroughly disgusted with the weekend. You saw his interview. He could not have been more hung down and brung down than having back that thing in the wall and knowing he didn't have a race car for today. And look at this.
Fixed it.
But you did see early on in the race, after the spin, he was very
Kyle was starting to lose ground. Starting to gain ground. Stretching that lead out to now from 0.1 to 0.2 to 0.4 seconds about, or 0.3 to 0.4.
When Kyle Busch, even if he flares up in that car, it's a quick flame. It flames out and he goes back to work. I mean, race. That's the, that's the reason he's a champion. He can blow up, right? He has his blow ups, but he can put it to bed and get back to his task at hand quicker than about anybody.
Yeah, there are some drivers who can just rise above adversity and get the job done, and boy, he is one of those. It's a short list. Larry?
So, Mike, when you look at Kyle Busch in the 18 and Ross Chastain in the 1, what was the difference during those green flag pit stops? One, Kyle Busch in the 18, Ben Bayshore, the crew chief, pitted Kyle a lap earlier. That gave him an advantage on fresh tires. Kyle was about a half a second quicker on his part of pit road. The 18
Truex trying to make the pass for second. That's going to slow down Chastain.
Martin Truex going fishing. Fishing for the lead, that is. Second place now against Ross Chastain.
Danica just tapped me, Mike, and struck a really good point. See the clouds starting to come into play? It's cooling this racetrack down, and I can't help but to think, you just said it, Truex.
Man, those two are holding themselves up. Kyle Busch has doubled his lead on second and third. Down to .8.
29 nines out there, the top 5.
That's .9. One of you pass the other, please. Don't let KFB win this one.
Kyle Busch just ran his fastest lap of the race 5 laps ago. Jamie?
And his teammate Martin
They're
Truex
still
Jr.
side by side. Leave each other alone. I don't want Kyle Busch to win this one.
We just weren't in the ballpark too tight for his liking. But Danica, to your point about the clouds, he had told me
Finally, Truex passes
we are setting up
him.
the car to be good when that takes place. It has cooled off about 8 degrees out here, ambient temp. That car has come to life now that it's freed up.
And Truex just ran his fastest lap of the race 2 laps ago.
Wow, that's some good recon, Jamie. That's good.
And how that plays into some teams' hand and not others, like Chastain. He was the best in that last run when the sun was out. It cools down a little bit. Tells me these cars that are probably a little bit freer than others, they'll wake up and be able to go a little bit faster when it cools off and gets grip of the racetrack.
Kyle Busch leading by a second with 31 to go as we take you Fox side by side.
For Toyota, racing isn't all about the numbers. Like 162 Cup wins.
Our 3 Cup Series championships.
How about those 3 Daytona 500s?
It's about the thousands of bumps and bruises. It's the millions of fans and the endless rain of confetti. It's the countless I love yous. Our success is in a generation of memories. Here's to the next.
48 got just catch up to the 1.
As a struggling actor, I need all the breaks that I can get. At
Liberty Bushima. Cut. Liberty line.
Cut. Liberty Mutual customizes your car insurance so you only pay for what you need.
Cut. Liberty. Am I allowed to riff here? What if I come out of the water? Liberty Bibbity. Cut. We'll dub it.
Liberty Mutual customizes your car insurance so you only pay for what you need.
Only pay for what you need.
Liberty, 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 liberty.
They're gonna try to literally make my mind explode.
Fox Wednesday, an engineering feat.
We want taller builds, we want chain reactions
of epic proportions.
We're here to build and knock things down.
You've never seen dominoes go down like this.
Holy cow, that was awesome!
Domino Masters premieres this Wednesday after The Masked Singer on Fox.
Welcome to Wendy's. May I take your breakfast order?
The only thing Reggie loves as
Praying
much
for
as
a
Wendy's breakfast is March
caution,
Madness. So
cause
he's
I
watching the
don't
entire
like
tournament
Kyle
here in
Busch.
his recliner.
42 is Ty Dillon.
I got you.
You don't work here. Breakfast Baconator for 5-time All-Star player Reggie Miller.
Hall of Famer.
He didn't know that breakfast was half off in the app, so I schooled him.
I'm coming back here every March. Every single... Yes, Tyler!
Choose wisely. Choose Wendy's. Get half off the official breakfast of March Madness when you order in the Wendy's app.
This year, there are more tax credits at stake than ever before. Thousands more. The tax pros at Jackson Hewitt will help track down every last dollar. Jackson Hewitt is here to make sure you don't miss a single deduction, so you can get your biggest refund guaranteed.
In NASCAR,
NASCAR, the journey begins with one simple start. Turn, bump, win, and celebration. I am the NASCAR Camping World Truck Series. I am NASCAR.
26 laps to go. You're watching second and third. Martin Truex and Ross Chastain. Chastain, the first Chevrolet, in third. The first Ford in the race is Eric Almirola in eighth, who looks like he may continue his string of top 10 finishes.
Wow.
He's the only driver this year with 2.
And it's his retirement season.
Or excuse me, there's Almirola.
Mile 10 car.
That's right. Look at
Yeah, an actual good driver of the 10 car, wouldn't you know it?
Closer, the new closer, joining his teammate.
Yeah, the old closer since the last restart, Kevin Harvick, has dropped from 11th to 17th.
I always, for whatever
Ooh,
reason,
19, gaining a little bit.
it just kind of gravitates me to the manufacturer race within a race, right? And
Also, I didn't even notice.
Daytona 500,
Okay, who dropped out of the top 10? Okay, 48, 24. Oh, that's only 9 drivers. Bubba Wallace up in there, 23-11. Both of their cars in the top 10.
Eager to see if the Toyotas could hold pace, if this could be their day. And obviously, with these guys leading the pack right here, and Kyle Busch and Truex, that's kind of answering that question.
What do you think the difference is here on this mile and a half that's given the Toyotas the ability to hang?
That's a good question, and I guess I find myself wondering that, this is a downforce racetrack. Last weekend was more of a, a grip racetrack. Need some grip in your chassis, whereas this place, I feel like, is all downforce, a lot of aero involved, and horsepower.
And last week they had the overheating issue and really never got a chance to show what they had, whereas in Daytona, the Toyotas did not have speed, either in qualifying or in the race, compared to the Fords and Chevrolets.
But again, it's back
Jones passes Bubba.
With 3 drastically different racetracks and 3 drastically
5, he is in the 12th position right now.
Everybody's had a little time in the sun.
Speaking of top 10, how about Eric Jones, Regan?
Mike, really been a remarkable run for the 43.
Truex slowly reining in his teammate.
This week, not the same story. It's been more of a grind, more of a struggle, trying to get the handle on that race car. And it's recently, it's about 2 pit stops ago, they were on pit road with the hood up. They've had brake issues as well all day long. So a lot of work for them as we see the 19 closing in on Kyle Busch.
8 different teams in the top 10. We had 9 different
Joe
teams.
Gibbs, Trackhouse, Hendrick, RCR, JTG, Stuart Haas, 2311, Petty GMS.
At the end of California last week, 2 teammates going at it. Maybe a big block right here, huh?
You mean like this?
Just like this, Mike. It'll be a new show in the desert.
And Chastain has also been able to close in a bit. He's got 20 laps to get back up.
That are right now, but I'm so afraid to point a driver out because bad things happen afterwards. So just know that I have thoughts. I'm not sharing them though.
They won't remember. I promise. Now, their fans on Twitter, they'll...
Oh, here comes Truex on the inside. Can he get any momentum to make the pass off a 2? No, he settles right behind.
Kyle couldn't make that pass because he couldn't get underneath of him. You see the 19 of Truex getting under it. The car's faster. He drove to him, but how is he going to make this pass? I don't see Kyle Busch in that 18 giving him the outside. He's only going to give him the inside and close that off on the exit, making it very tough to complete the pass. And I kind of take my mind to looking ahead, way ahead. Is there a lapper that's coming? Is there something that I can utilize as a pick to make my move?
Kyle Busch, since he last won here in 2009.
Good rolling speed center. There got away 1, kept it all the way through. 3.
This is his radio. He has won on 19 different racetracks, 46 wins for Kyle Busch since he last won here.
His home track.
Into 1 and 2 that lap before. Truex was right on Kyle, and they got into the corner right behind him, and it looked like, I mean, he lifted. It looked like he probably lost the nose, but it looks like now he's probably trying
Back
to
492. Thank you to whoever subbed.
Chastain is just 1 second back than Alex Bowman, 2.7 back. Chastain coming into the picture.
And it's like we need lap traffic. And
I think what he'd love to see is a battle between these two. It'll bring him right up to them.
Absolutely.
Kyle Busch's weekend started in
Oh, here comes Truex again. Can he get to the side? No, almost. Oh, I think he's going to go low when entering 3 and 4. Here they come. Here comes Truex down. Kyle Busch goes high. Truex goes low. Or they're going to be side by side. Coming off of 4. Yes, they are. But they're not. Oh, but Kyle Busch gets the momentum back from the high side.
You know, it's the center section, the greenhouse, and then both tail and nose are bolted onto it.
Now, they had a shifter issue early on a pit stop. The lever would go forward and change gears, but it wouldn't pull back and change gears, so they fixed that. Didn't lose a
Thank
lap,
you,
and then he got
GQ22
to the
Gaming.
limits.
He's making up for lost time this year. He's had a rough start to the year.
Then he and Chase Briscoe had a disagreement.
Come on, Truex. You got to get to him.
Then he tagged one. What? Gosh.
I forgot
Kyle Busch has been through so much today.
of the car.
He's had Mr. Toad's wild ride today.
Top 10 somewhere. Ellie sent me 444-20071. Welcome to the stream.
Some sort of a lap car getting into lap traffic.
Or bumping him.
The only way Truex gets around him. You can see Kyle Busch making the moves, moving to the outside, only giving him that inside channel, and Truex can't make the.
But what I was just noticing is that after he lost the nose behind him a few laps back, Martin was starting to run the high line. And then you see Kyle now taking his line from him.
Oh, Truex got to run. Here he comes. He took the middle. They're going to make the pass as they go through 3 and 4. Truex low, Busch high. Truex had a great run. Will he be able to make the pass now? Come out of 4. He slides up. Kyle Busch goes for the crossover. At the line, it's Busch. But Truex now has a high line. But no, Kyle Busch closes right in front of him. Barely.
There he goes. He's got
Now Truex will have the high line. No, he doesn't. Kyle Busch takes it away from him again.
Again, seeing these lap traffic, that's where
Almirola falling back a bit.
make your move, utilize that lap traffic to your advantage. But that's really hard to do with a KG veteran driver like Kyle Busch behind the wheel with so much experience.
Here's a lap car, not going to help Truex at all, though.
You got 11 laps to go. You're going to be dealing with this traffic for the rest of the race if there's no caution. There's 3 more cars in front of them. This is going to play a big role.
Yeah, they're pretty well spaced out. I don't think the lap cars are going to stack up on them, but they're going to have to negotiate them one at a time.
They take up a lane, you know.
Maybe hope the KFB scrapes the wall again.
It's a lap cars and it's a bobble. It's a mistake. And that's how the last time that Truex got door to door with him, it was that bobble down in 1 and 2. He didn't quite get the thing pointed, was late to the throttle big time, and that gave Truex an opportunity to get underneath of him. You can hear him not cracking all the way up out of the gas. This car
They go by Hemrick.
really fast. Very neutral balance on the car. You can tell by his throttle trace, his steering traces, everything involved.
Now look ahead, lap cars low and high on the racetrack.
That might help Truex.
Make a decision here.
I think if you're gonna bet on where to go with lap traffic, you go high.
Kyle Busch also looking to check off another landmark victory to get his 60th career victory.
You see how much freer Truex's car is? You saw him crossing that wake. He's a freer car. Kyle's getting tight. He's having to manage his tight conditions, which is very hard to do. You can't overdrive that car, lose a nose like you did in 1 and 2, and be late to the throttle. If you do, you're going to lose his
Truex, remember, if I was looking for win number 32, which would tie him with Kurt. No, it wouldn't. It would tie him with Dale Jarrett.
And win this against his Joe Gibbs teammate, Martin Truex.
I cannot believe we're 3 weeks in a row, and it's going to come down to a block again on a teammate with a whole different organization.
You calling that in, Clint?
Whole different Monday morning meetings are getting good in NASCAR. I ain't saying it's going to happen, but I'm telling you, if Truex is going to make a move, he's going to have to stick it in on the bottom.
Busch able to stretch out that distance a little. He has 7 laps to go.
Well, if that happens, you know, it's Stuart Haas next week.
It could be. Trackhouse is 2. Front row is 2. Brickware is 2. Spire is 2. I mean, what are the odds that some of the last 3 teams I mentioned they get to the front, but still.
Decision to make. He's looking around for different real estate to keep speed in his race car and not just settling for right there where he was, because he knows it's not good enough.
This is just a chess match. It's just trying
6
to
to go.
guess the lane right and get the right run.
Truex is so much better through the center right here. Now, see there? Busch didn't overdrive his car. He let that thing settle, get the nose pointed, and then back to the gas, and Truex couldn't do anything with him. I thought 1 and 2 was his downfall the last several laps, and now it seems like he's found some speed, found some grip up high.
The distance slowly stretching out. Kyle Busch didn't need to make a mistake at this point, or something go awfully wrong. Kyle Busch currently 9th in the all-time wins list. 17 away from the next person to pass, which is Dale Earnhardt. Here comes the lapped car. I think, I don't even know who that is. It was a Balicki, 30th.
5 laps to go.
So, oh my God, Bowman is caught up to Ross Chastain. The battle for third.
Ross Chastain.
Kyle Busch starting to drive away now. And then he knows, unless there's a caution, he knows he's got this. Yeah. He's won a race. And every year since 2005, this would tie him. It would be his 18th straight winning season.
I think that's exactly what's happened.
Ready to go. Oh! Eric Jones with a tire down. Oh, what's going to happen here? We're going to have a caution? They're waiting. Oh, he's flying to the grass. He's flying on the track. Caution is out. And he hits Bubba Wallace in the process. Or Bubba spins out. Oh, man. Come on. Damn.
This is certainly not what Kyle Busch wanted to see.
Yeah.
Hard
Jesus.
right side contact with that 43 car.
The 23 is looking all right.
That 23 hit the wall really hard on the inside, and I know there was tires, and it was pretty soft.
That thing's still driving, but Eric Jones is done, which sucked because he was running so well too. Damn. Actually, I never updated the top 10.
Jones under Tyler Reddick.
Whoa, jeez, that tire went down. That was a bad slam. Yeah, he keeps it out of the apron.
In practice session in California.
But man, he loses control of that thing.
Steer at all, so he couldn't keep it from coming around here and back up on the racetrack. Now watch Bubba.
Oh, Bubba's forward to dodge, and he spun. Oh my God.
And then about hit the pace car pulling out.
Jesus. What a spin, my God.
That's not very comfortable for a driver when the wheel's locked up and you have no control. You're just waiting for the thing to stop.
And you're
luckily it didn't hook. Luckily it didn't hook.
We're gonna have a green, white, checkered finish. La la la.
Hit him like he could have pulled the wheel as hard as he could, spun himself out into the wall.
Oh yeah, the right front tire destroying the right front of the car. My God, that is violent.
Up tire does to the bodywork. It was definitely affected, but that was all from the tire blowing up there.
Samantha Busch.
I know, Sam. Get off the track. Not the caution that you want to see.
Oh God, her reaction. Jesus. You know, who knows? Hendrick could come in and steal this one. Who knows? All right, 1991, 48, 24, 5, 8, 47, 10, 45. Your top 10.
That helps it take off.
So, Larry, in 2020, teams were faced with this question: do you stop or do you stay?
Well, the
Should
biggest
I
thing
stay?
is set some
Should
terms,
I
Mike.
go?
We've got 18 drivers on the lead lap. If you stop here, you're going to have to put on scuffs. But I know there's a set of stickers laying in those 9 pits right now. Chase Elliott.
Really? Oh, when he's 13.
18 cars on the lead lap. I believe Bubba would have been the free pass car. Who's the lap down? We'll double check that. Chris Buescher.
Look at the cars that managed to stay on the lead lap. LaJoy doing a great job up there, and same for. Oh, they're all pitting.
Mike, you just heard the 18 radio. He doesn't need anything for the short run. Happy with that race car, and he has been silent on the radio for the entire run so far. 4 tires for him. William Byron, that race car just a little bit too tight with the front tires. 2 tires for him. A little
2 tires for the 24. Might be enough to hold him off for 2 laps.
Take the 4 tires. The 19, who was running second, said we've got 40 laps on this set of tires. We need to come in. Trying to see, I believe these are.
All right. Oh, well, the entire Hendrick crew taking 2 tires. 5, 48, 24, then the 18, then the 1, the 19, the 8, the 10, the 9, and the 20. The Hendrick 3 at the front taking 2 tires. Could that be what gives the Hendrick team the win? They're going to lead a few more laps and give more money to Ukraine, which is always nice.
Last year.
Okay.
I don't think that was a 4-tire
Yeah,
stop,
okay, yeah. Bye. Sure.
2 tires there.
Sure.
Where Truex, the 9 I saw took 4 tires. Busch. This is going to be interesting. Can those tires hold off?
Hey, those drivers that took 2 tires like Bowman, like Larson, I think it was worth the gamble right there. 100%. If you follow the leader all day long, you're going to follow the leader. Try something with 2 to go.
I think it was, what do you call the race-winning move? Larry's probably got something sold for that. I guarantee you. That could be that cat right there. If he's in victory lane, it's because of his call, taking 2 tires, putting his driver back in.
It's going to be Hendrick v. Joe Gibbs.
Good call, Larry. I like that. I think
Plus a bit of track house mix. They're towing off the 43.
With 2 laps to go, we went from Joe Gibbs Toyota's 1-2 to Rick Hendrick Chevrolet's 1-2-3.
Oh boy!
Right, even under caution, yes. To the Ukraine relief.
And if you're Kyle Busch, you got to get reset. You know, you're not liking what you see. You're definitely not liking last week's winner, Kyle Larson, being on the point. His teammate and other 2 teammates in front of you, 1, 2, 3. You got to get yourself calmed down, figure out how to utilize this grip in your race car with the 4 tires. You get around those guys, you're going to have to do it fast.
I feel like he's pretty calm. I don't know. When caution came out, he said car's pretty good. He kind of had a giggle. I don't think he's upset, but I think there's something. It's worth it being a little worried.
So the choose cone, right? The choose rule. That's where it's going to all come into play. Is on this choose and who chooses where. Regan.
Well, you guys talk about how calm Kyle has been. He has remained calm through this whole sequence. The team very quick to point out to him, though, hey, that's 2 42-lap tires on those cars in front of you. Pumping him up already, making sure he knows the exact situation.
So Kyle's going to be a pusher, I think, depending on how these guys choose. If he's that second row on the outside or inside, if I'm Kyle, somebody's going to be 3 wide pretty quick.
Now, there are a bunch of cars in front of Kyle Larson that will take the wave around when they give 1 to go and get a lap back. Bubba Wallace back on track with the right front missing, as happened at Daytona. Here are the rules for NASCAR overtime. It's a 2-lap shootout. If the leader takes the white flag under the green, the next flag, yellow or checker, will end the race. If we have a caution prior to the white flag, we'll line them back up and do it again until we get it.
Man, if you're Kyle Larson, I guarantee you I had a conversation with my spotter after last week, but I'd be darned if I don't find myself in the same situation.
What that debris on the hood of the 5.
To win this race.
So Larson, who had an extra stop and a speeding penalty, is the leader. Bowman, who got called for tire interference, is second. William Byron, who hit the wall earlier, is third. Kyle Busch, in a backup car, is fourth.
That spun out, hit the wall, just like those guys did.
Is there
amongst other things?
anyone clean left in the race?
Yeah, Ross Chastain has had a perfect day, both on the track and on pit road, and he is fifth.
Oh, I love this sport.
So let's review The tires taken on the last pit stop.
I'm hoping the 2 tires can hold off 4. It was enough for a bit. I think it'll make for a good finish. Come on.
Noted, a lot of those tires that went on these cars were scuff tires, tires that had been used either in the race today or in practice yesterday, because the teams were out of new tires. Now, the teams that just changed right tires, those were sticker tires, Larry tells us. So, would you rather have 2 new and 2 used? Or
With a lap to go, a guy, forgive me because I don't know, but Kyle Larson went from non-factor to this caution coming out, and now he's a factor in contention for the, not a contention, he's leading this. It's his race to manage from here on out because of that 2-tire stop. So absolutely, that was the call that was the right call for them. But if you're Kyle Busch, I still think you put 4 tires on it.
So we'll restart with 23 lead lap cars. One week ago, Kyle Larson in California.
Yeah. Larson, don't try to fuck over a teammate again. Just saying.
While he was battling Joey Logano. Kyle Larson then drove to the win in his home state, picking up his first checkered flag of his NASCAR Cup title defense.
Got my blood flowing, Danica.
Where do you want to restart?
You're standing up
in
right
the
now.
front. I know that. Pick a lane, please.
All 4 Hendrick cars in the top 10. Keep breaking in that moolah. Get that stuff for your
A
brain.
little bit squirrely, if you will. And that being said, I want that guy on the inside of me. That puts you in control of your own destiny. If you let him get to your outside, he's not going to...
Byron better do some blocking. He's in... Oh, yeah. He better.
That's Tyler Munn, the spotter for Kyle Larson.
It also depends on your help behind you.
We got
who's
jet
gonna be
dryers.
pushing me. This is such a big thing. Here, you're on old tires, and he's going to the outside, just like I thought he would.
Yeah.
Bowman inside, and I think it's telling that William Byron, their teammate, went to the outside, so he'll be in position to push Larson.
But we've seen this, yesterday in Xfinity, the truck race.
Come on, Hendrick, come
on!
on!
People 3 wide on the outside. If Bowman's spotter is going to be telling him to protect, because Kyle Busch is going to be looking to the inside. But honestly, if he protects too much, I would look for Kyle to maybe shoot the middle and try to gain some track position. A lot of blocking is going to happen.
Is this the last caution, you think?
I don't know.
Are we betting on that?
I wouldn't bet on it. Ricky Stenhouse had to drop to the rear, speeding on pit road.
Oh, wow.
Not the time you want to do that.
Bad timing.
The first attempt at overtime. Green, white, checker.
Oh, boy. Here we go.
Larson in front of Byron. Bowman in front of Kyle Busch.
You can trust the push on the outside with William Byron, I think, if you're Kyle Larson. But if you're Alex Bowman, you absolutely can't trust that push. He is going to go to the inside, or if you block too much, again, I think he's going to go to the middle. That car, look for the 18 to make a quick move.
NASCAR overtime.
Here we go. Green, white, checkered. Hendrick cars leading the field to green. Let's do this thing. The front 2 are Larson and Bowman. Byron and Busch behind.
Byron locked on Larson. Kyle Busch a little bump to Bowman. Backs off. 2 by 2 by 2.
Front 2 getting away a little bit. All right. Looks like Larson coming to the first. Bowman on the inside. Who's going to come out on top going through 3 and 4?
Bowman edges ahead, but here comes Larson on the outside.
Larson, Bowman at the line. White flag. Bowman leads. Kyle Busch got a good run. Can he make a move as well? Come out of 1 and 2. Larson and Bowman still side by side. Bowman's got a good run. Is this going to be the 48's time to shine? Going through 3 and 4. Bowman's low. Larson's high. Coming out of turns 3 and 4. Bowman has the run. And he's going to clear his teammate, and Alex Bowman wins at Las Vegas. Alrighty. Bowman the Showman does it in Sin City. And that's another 4,000 for Ukraine. What a great racing. Bowman is the new closer. Because all of his wins have come like that, right at the end. He may be inconsistent, but when his car is good, it's good.
7th career win for the 28-year-old from Tucson.
He was 25th in points, and now he's locked into the playoffs. Calling that car White Lightning right now.
It's early.
Won 4 races last year. Got one in the bag.
Previous best here, 5th place.
And just like last 2020, he won the 3rd race of the year. Unofficial results are scrolling across. I'll put the top 10. Win. A second win. 18 away from 300. It's your top 10. Bowman. Larson for 2nd. Chat Ross Chastain gets 3rd. Kyle Busch 4th. Byron 5th. Almirola 6th. Reddick 7th. Truex 8th.
Strategy.
Elliott 9th. Bell 10th.
And it played in their hand. That wasn't a tough decision to make for those guys. That was the right call.
Nice move by Bowman.
The tough decision was the 18 car. Having to take 4 tires and give up that lead to these guys in 2 tires, that's the tough one to swallow.
Well said. Sometimes it's the off strategy that plays out, you know? As a leader, you kind of go with the safe route, but if you're not the leader, you try something and...
Hendrick cars, so good.
Since the start of 2021, the 2 drivers with the most wins in the Cup Series, Kyle Larson with 11 and Alex Bowman now with 5. Jamie.
Alex Bowman hung there in the top 10 all race long, Alex, but that car was coming on strong the last 50 laps. But what got it done? How about that strategy to take right sides to finish your day right here? Up against your teammate, Kyle Larson, by the way.
Yeah, I just can't thank Ally and Chevrolet, everybody from Hendrick Motorsports enough. This thing was so fast all day. Just never really had the track position we needed to show it, but man, what a call by Greg Ives and the guys to take 2 there. Obviously, it paid off. Racing Kyle's always fun. Got to race him for a couple wins, and we've always raced each other super clean and super respectfully. So just can't say enough about
too
these
bad
guys.
Elliott couldn't get that
Pretty
respect.
awful start to the year. So to come out here and get a win on a last restart deal like that's pretty special.
Kyle Busch leads right up to the very end of this race, seemingly doing everything right today, Kyle. Tough situation on 4 or 2 tires at the end of the race there, but based on where this team was yesterday and the work that had to go into it, has to be a good day nonetheless.
Yeah, true testament to everybody at Joe Gibbs Racing. Really appreciate the 18 guys, my guys, but also the 11, 19, and 20. All them for coming over, pitching in. Everybody had a hand in being able to make this, make us go today. So really appreciate that. And great FLM chocolates, Toyota Camry TRD today. Was good. They're fast at the end and trying to just do what I could to hold the lead there with Truex and felt like I inched away finally and we were coming to the white or something. I don't know what it was, but anyways, wasn't meant to be. Not our day. See you next week.
Thanks, Kyle.
What an incredible story he had today.
Alrighty, that's going to do it for today's stream. Thank you so much for coming out. We didn't really hit that sub goal, but we're going to get there eventually. I have the confidence. I'll be back this weekend for on Thursday for more battle bots, and this weekend for the races at Phoenix. Have a good one, everyone. I'll see you next time. BowserJrXD.